It's baseball time in Texas. It's baseball time in Anaheim, and it's baseball time here on YouTube or on X. Thanks for being here. My name is Jeff Bates at Jeff Bates on X. Let me turn down my volume in my ear. That is blasphemy. At Jeff Bates on X, at Texas Clubhouse on YouTube. Also over on Dole Dad on YouTube, my old YouTube channel for my old friends. Not that you're old, although some of you are. I am. Anyway, I Dole Dad on YouTube, at Texas Clubhouse on YouTube, and on X, at Jeff Bates on X. That is my name. I'm glad you're here. Hey, Isaac in the house, what's going on? Thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate you being here. How am I doing? Isaac, I'm doing so good, I should be arrested. How are you doing? Hope you're having a great day. Yeah, yesterday was a lot of fun. Logan, all right. Logan, a new member? A new member? I thought you were a member. Is this a new Logan? Do I have two Logans, or did you re-up? Whatever. Logan number one or new Logan. I'm assuming it's the Logan I've already known becomes a member tonight. Thank you so much for being a member again, or for the first time. If it's a new Logan, I suppose that's a possibility. Yeah. Okay, there you go. I thought it was you, but then I thought, well, maybe it's a new Logan. Welcome back. Hey, that gets you a choice in the All-Star Game MVP / Home Run Derby Challenge contest. You can't have Cal Raleigh. You can't have Bobby Witt. You can't have Corey Seager. Anybody else you can have? Good day to do it, too, because, well, the Home Run Derby at least is set, and the All-Star Game has been set. So, yeah, somebody picked Corey Seager. He's not going to be in the Home Run Derby or in the All-Star Game, so that's a bummer. But Logan, you can name a name right now, and I'll enter it. If you do, I will write it down and remember it and put you down for that. I lost my train of thought, but thank you, Logan, for re-upping as a member. It means a lot. If you guys are wondering about that, since we're talking about that, Logan is a member of the channel. He has been, and he is again. That gets him. He shows up in my chat a little more boldly, a lot more boldly, actually. I can't miss it. And he has his access to some cool emojis that I think he likes. I know I like them. Whatever. Welcome. I appreciate that so much. Big day yesterday for the show. Game didn't turn out the way I liked, the way I wanted. That's for dang sure. Gave up what did we give up? 3 different leads? I think that's right. Rough one to be a Ranger fan. Lost 2 out of the first 3. Got a chance to tie up the series as we have Houston in Houston for 3 starting tomorrow night. It is what it is. We need a win tonight. The offense is coming around. That gives me a lot of hope. The pitching has been great all year. Got to believe it will be great the rest of the time. We've got a bunch of stuff going on tonight. Let's talk about it. The second inning or so, Kane McCutcheon. He's been on the show before. He'll be here again. Rangers beat writer Kane. Good guy, and he will be on about the second or the third inning. I haven't sent him his invite yet, but I'll do that probably here sometime in the first inning. Then in the fourth inning, for the first time ever, Austin from Right On Rangers. I don't know him personally. I just really like his content and invited him on. He said yes. We're going to have a fun conversation. So a lot of people not a lot of people, that's not fair. A few people have asked me about that kind of stuff. I don't believe, I'm a big competition guy. I love competition. But other sports content creators, baseball content creators, Texas Rangers content creators, they're not my competition. Matter of fact, I think the bigger he grows, the bigger I grow. The bigger I grow, the bigger he grows. And there's a bunch of other ones too. So I'm looking forward to bringing on more baseball content creators and especially Texas Ranger ones. The ones that are cool with it. Some are a little weird, and that's cool too. But we're going to get to know Austin from Right On Rangers. I really enjoy his content. And I'm sure if you watch my channel, you probably know about his. If you don't, well, we're going to introduce you to him tonight. In the sixth inning, we're talking a little Texas Rangers draft preview. We talked about it a tiny bit yesterday, but I promised it yesterday, and I didn't feel like I got to it. We obviously go with the news of the day, what happens during the game, what happens throughout the Major League Baseball landscape is what we talk about. And there we go. Logan is taking, as I'm knocking stuff over, O'Neill Cruz. I love that one, Logan. I do. Who was your first pick, Logan? I've got it written down here, but since you're here, was it, were you Raleigh? You didn't have Cal Raleigh, did you? No. Green Bay has Raleigh. I don't remember did you have Seager? Did you have Witt? Remind me. Anyway, O'Neill Cruz is your choice tonight. Witt, yeah, okay, I thought so. So Bobby Witt and O'Neill Cruz are yours. Cal Raleigh, I think was Green Bay. I don't have it in front of me, but I think it was the Green Bay Packers. And I don't remember who has Corey Seager, but he's not going to win because he's not in it. So there. Let's say hi to everybody in chat. And oh no, let's finish what we got going on tonight. And then in the eighth inning or so, we've got planned a Griffin. You've seen him on my channel before. He's a good friend of mine. He's an Astros fan. He likes the Rangers too, but he's an Astros fan. He's down in Houston. He's going to be at the game Saturday. And we're going to bring him on for a preview of the Silver Boot Series. Fighting for third place, yeah, isn't that depressing? Cameron is out. What's going on, buddy? Hope you're having a great night. Got you down. You should have Evan Grant on at some point. I don't know Evan. I mean, I've said hi to him. We've conversed at events, but I don't think he knows me. I like him very much as a person who creates content, but I don't know him. At least not yet. Hopefully I will someday. I'd have him on. I'd love to have him on. Yeah, I'll do the 3D again, Isaac, when the game gets going. Bobby Witt. All right, there we go. I feel like I forgot something. What if I forgot? We talked about the chat. Let's talk about the contest real fast. If you're wondering what I'm talking about with Logan, I'm talking about this. I'll be back in 58 seconds. Don't go anywhere, and then we'll get going to we'll get started with the ballgame.
I've mentioned a few times that I had a blast last year at the All-Star Game. I got to go to the All-Star Game, the Futures Game, the Home Run Derby, the red carpet event. It was amazing, and I just loved it so much. I want to share that excitement somehow with you, and I thought, well, how am I going to do that? I can't send you to Atlanta. I do have a contest link. It's not my contest, but I try to encourage you guys to enter that. But what can I do above and beyond that? Well, All-Star Game MVP and Home Run Derby Championship Challenge. Here you go. For every super chat I get, I will invite you to make a choice. You get to pick. You're going to pick the winner of the Home Run Derby, or you're going to pick a winner of the All-Star Game. And if you win, well, you'll win these. And these are just the first two. I'm hoping to add more so the winner can pick Funko Pops, Corey Seager, Silver Slugger, Bobblehead, and more. Coming soon.
So I played that for you, so you know what the heck I'm talking about when I was talking to Logan, right? So anybody who gives a super chat tonight, or becomes a member, re-ups, or becomes a member, gets a choice. And there's your answer. Isaac, I think, asked, are we going 3D? Yes, we are. Play ball is right. Maybe you can have the legendary Chuck Morgan on at some point. That'd be amazing. I don't know Chuck Morgan. I don't think I've even ever talked to him. I mean, I'm a big fan of the guy, though. Nadell Hicks. You guys are talking about guys that are up here, man. I know who I know. But we'll get to know him if we keep growing. Hey, you keep showing up, and we grow this channel. Last night we had like 8 people. So yeah, if we had 8 people a night. Yeah, we'll get Evan Grant on. I'd love to have all of those. Those are great names, guys. I would love to have Evan Grant or Chuck Morgan or any of those people, Nadell or Hicksy. I'm a big fan of every name you just said there. All right, this ball game is getting started. Josh Smith leading off for the good guys tonight. Press ball away. I do not. If you're new here, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Are we looking at the wrong screen? At the screen you guys wanted? There we go. Kahanowitz on for the Angels. Smitty up for the good guys. There's a 3D. I don't know why it didn't pop on the first time. You guys seem to like it. Yeah. I thought I put it on. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I turned it off. I thought I turned it on. Whatever. There it is. Josh Smith flies out to left field. And this game is underway. 45 people here already. 41 on X. 4 over on Texas Ranger Clubhouse. 1 on Dolb Dad. Appreciate every single one of you. Well, that's what I was saying. Last night was the biggest numbers we've had, I think, certainly in months, if not the whole year. I mean, I didn't go look it up afterwards. Frankly, the game's late enough that I went to bed afterwards. But, yeah, it was fun. I hope we'll get some nice numbers tonight, too. Hey, Joshua, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're having a great night. Hope your Thursday's going well. Let's go get a series split tonight. Yeah, my Thursday's going great. A little tired, but I'm doing great. Glad you're here. Hope you're having a great day, too. Corey Seager up. Swing and a miss. Didn't look good there at all. We should get to this guy. His ERA, was it over 5, I believe? Did I see that? I'm trying to see. I don't think it's on my screen actually right Offense has been hitting on all cylinders the last couple days. Hopefully, Corbin can keep us in the ball game. And no, Cameron, my sister is actually, I was just texting her right as the game was starting here. My sister's a season ticket holder out in San Diego, and she likes me to share those out with you guys. So, yeah, actually, it's funny you say that. I had hoped to go out there for the 4th of July and watch our Rangers out there, but it just didn't work out. We're just too busy. I'm just too busy at work right now. But yeah, I dropped a couple of those posts. Those are fun. Yeah, it's my sister. She likes it, but I always get people's permission when they send that kind of stuff. But sometimes they get mad at me if I don't post the stuff they send me. I had somebody just the other day do that. Anyway, Corey Seager base hit into center field, ground ball for a base hit, 1 on, 1 out. We need Corbin to pitch lights out tonight. Yeah, I mean, 10 straight days, 10 games in 10 days on the road. We knew, if you looked at the calendar, you knew this is going to be a brutal stretch. It's hard to have the Astros at the very end, too. It's not, I mean, I don't want to cry and whine here, but it's not ideal. You got to play the schedule that you're given, man. Anyway, 1 on, 1 out. Seager on first. Simeon up to bat. Swing and a miss. Strike 1 again. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I don't do play-by-play. I do sometimes because it's fun. But we talk about the game. We talk about the Major League Baseball landscape, what's going on, and we have guests tonight. Tonight we'll have 3 guests on. In between innings, I'll play a little break, and I will send the invite to our first guest. Again, Kane McCutcheon should be on for a couple innings here shortly. Base hit into left field, 2 on, 1 out. Back-to-back singles for Seager and Simeon. I like it. Anyway, we'll have Kane McCutcheon, Rangers beat writer. We'll have Austin from YouTube. Boy, I'm watching. I've got 3 things going on, guys. My apologies, stopping in the middle there. Anyway, that'll be fun. Get to know Austin a little bit, talk about his content. I really like it. You probably already know it, but if you don't, we'll introduce him to you. And then Rip Griffin, give a little Houston Astros peak for the Silver Boots series. 4-hitter tonight. Adolis Garcia, 1 on, 1 out, 2 on. I don't know why I can't talk tonight. Cameron thinking what I'm thinking. Please don't hit a ground ball right here. Split a gap, score 2. How about that? A lot of talk on my X timeline about trading Adolis Garcia. I don't believe it for a second. But the rumors are out there. The Phillies are the team that I have read the most. I don't believe it, but we'll see. Could happen. I've been wrong about stuff before. That's for dang sure. Fastball in, 2-1. Seager still hitting under 230 on the year. Top 15 in the AL in RBIs, though. Elite defensive right fielder. And frankly, I just don't think we'd get a lot back for him in a trade right now. I think his value is much higher on the field than it would be in a trade. But for whatever reason, Rangers Nation seems to think he's the one that's going to get traded away. I think we're largely going to stand pat. Might do something small. Ugly swing there from Doley. There we go. Doley, 3-2 pitch smashed into right field. That's going to be an RBI score run, RBI machine, my buddy Kurum called him earlier. I'll take it. Doley, 3 straight hits for my Rangers. They got Smitty to start off the inning, but single by Seager, single by Marcus, single by Adolis. And we've got a run in, 1 out, and still in business, first and third. Good guys. Yeah, no, I think, hey, Zach, what's going on, buddy? I don't think it'll be too long, honestly. I don't think there's any reason to not give him a shot. His power numbers were basically the same as J-Rod in Seattle when they cut Tellez and J-Rod became an all-star. That's not fair. I know. J-Rod's elite defensively and a superstar. I'm not saying he's as good as J-Rod, but I'm saying his power numbers are as good as J-Rod's when they cut him. I like it to pick up a lot. I do. And see, that's the thing. Like, we were talking about this last night. Who could we go get? If we were buyers, who could we go get? And I talked about some guys that I would go get. But we need slug, okay? We need slug. And where would we replace slug? Well, maybe at third, maybe at first. Who's the biggest first baseman? Well, Josh Naylor's a name. But they're going to give up if they trade him, they're going to get a lot for him. I don't think I'd want to give up as much as I think the D-backs will want and probably get for him. Then there's guys like Rhys Hoskins. Okay. All right. But then there's DJ LeMahieu, who will basically be free, and Rowdy Tellez, who will basically be free. And we already have him. It just makes a lot more sense to go that route, in my opinion. Jonah Heim up. Halos in the my good friend, who I don't want to talk to right now. No, I'm just kidding. Angels fan in the chat. And we're getting our butts handed to us by you guys. Hopefully we'll take care of you guys tonight. Early lead for the good guys. The Angels haven't hit yet. At least no Trout, no Adele. Hopefully we'll get through them tonight. 1-0, 3 straight hits for the good guys. Jonah Heim, little ground ball. 4 hits in a row. Jonah Heim, little bouncer into left field, scores another run. Oh, and he's safe at third. I thought the throw beat him, and I didn't really watch it that closely. I thought it might have Doley out at third. Anyway, big bouncer. Jonah Heim just goes where they ain't, hits it where they ain't, Wee Willie Killer style. To Hopper. Makata almost got there. Zach Neto nowhere in, my goodness, what is he? He might have been in Corona. Land of 4 of the top 150 prospects in the MLB draft. A little east of Anaheim. What is it? You got to go to the 91, right? From Anaheim to Corona. Do I have that right? Anyway, base hit by Jonah Heim, 2-0. Good guys. Halos in the infield shows up and we get runs. Don't you go anywhere, buddy. Good luck for us. I'll take it. 2-0. Good guys. 1 out. 4 straight hits. Wyatt Langford going for number 5 right here. We've had 4 straight singles. Maybe the 5th can be a bomb and we can take a big fat lead and end this game. Let's run rule them again. Logan, there you go. Logan using the emojis. Love it. Angels, what are you doing? Well, right now they're losing to us, but they beat us 2 out of 3, so I'll zip my lip. No, I won't. Nobody believes that. Up and a little bit in. 4 straight hits for our Rangers. 77 people here, 69 on X, 8 over on Texas Rangers Clubhouse. I appreciate every single one of you. My watch is telling me, I got a goal achieved. It thinks I'm moving. I just sat my butt down. Phone, I'm not going to be moving for 3 hours now. Wyatt Langford pulls 1 foul. You're just getting here. Where the heck you been? 4 straight hits for my Rangers, 2-0, top of 1. So look, this is 3 games in a row. This offense has been looking pretty good. We scored 13, albeit a couple off of non-pitchers. 2 days ago. Yesterday we put 8 on the board. And today we got 2 runs in with 1 out in the first. I like what I'm seeing. Ball 3 to Langford. Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you vote in the poll. Today's poll. Here, we got a little break in the action real fast. Should the Rangers be buyers or sellers? I'm going to vote buyers. I think we're going to stand pat, but I'm going to vote buyers. Ooh, and I like you guys. 89 for, where'd it go? Don't go away. I'm trying to show the people. 89% of you think the Rangers should be buyers. 8 out of 9, I guess, is probably what that is. Up and in to Wyatt. Ball 4. 5 straight Rangers reach. 4 straight singles and a walk. Halos in the infield is the reason for it. Don't you go anywhere, buddy. Astros just got swept by Cleveland, did they? They got swept by Cleveland? Didn't realize that. Yeah, baby. We got to. I would love to score, and I do. I score Birdwatch, but that's just because I love baseball. I'm watching the White Sox and the Rockies too. Um, we got to get to 500. Yeah, we got to get to 500. Yeah, I agree with that, Joshua. I do. I think that we might be light buyers. I don't think we'll be sellers of any kind. And there's a bunch of reasons for that. One, I don't think that CY really has that in his DNA. If you're close. But B, I don't think anybody we have was going to bring that much. I mean, Mally's not going to bring you anything. He's hurt. I don't believe Dolly will bring you that much. I think Chris Martin is the piece that we could get the most for. Carter 4.63, even with his speed, that's a double play. But the Rangers want to check it out. I wasn't watching it that close, but he looked like he was out to me. Let's see what they see. Nope, that's a double play. Isaac says new pictures. All of a sudden, I want to do my. You should be on. Well, I mean, I'm full tonight, but we should have had you on tonight. Anyway, win this game, and then we can deal with the asterisks. Yeah, right. I got my asterisks. Every time I wear my asterisks hat, people flip out on me. They think I'm an Astros fan, which kind of pisses me off. Maybe safe. No. What would you give the Angels for Taylor Ward? I think you guys could use his thump in the lineup. So I don't hate that. I like Taylor Ward. Doesn't make a lot of sense. I guess he could be. Yeah, it could. I mean, he could be our DH, or he could play the outfield, and Wyatt could go DH. Yeah, I wouldn't give you a top 10. I probably wouldn't give you a top 20. I might give you a top 30. What's his contract status? I don't want to. Let's just look at it real fast. I should be taking a break right here, but I want to answer this question now. Is he a rental is what I'm trying to determine, which I'm assuming he is. No, he's arbitration eligible. Okay, interesting. So he would be exactly, and I'm sure you already know this, but for everyone else, yeah, he would be exactly what Dolly is, arbitration eligible 2026 guy. If I got a deal for him, I'd be happy with him. He's obviously a good player. He's been a good player in the past. He's having a really good year. Um, probably is not as much as others would give you. We're going to take a quick break because I need to send an invite to Kane. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to play the contest piece just because I know some of you have already seen it, but because I want you guys to be able to vote or, enter if you want before the All-Star break. And I'll be back in 59 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
I've mentioned a few times that I had a blast last year at the All-Star game. I got to go to the All-Star game, the Futures game, the Home Run Derby, the red carpet event. It was amazing, and I just loved it so much. I want to share that excitement somehow with you, and I thought, well, how am I going to do that? I can't send you to Atlanta. I do have a contest link. It's not my contest, but I try to encourage you guys to enter that. But what could I do above and beyond that? Well, All-Star Game MVP and Home Run Derby Championship Challenge. Here you go. For every super chat I get, I will invite you to make a choice. You get to pick. You're going to pick the winner of the Home Run Derby, or you're going to pick a winner of the All-Star Game. And if you win, well, you'll win these. And these are just the first two. I'm hoping to add more so the winner can pick Funko Pops, Corey Seager, Silver Slugger, Bobblehead, and more. Coming soon.
Sorry about that, guys. I was a little late. Base hit for the Angels to lead off the ball game. 2-0 good guys. Angels get the leadoff hitter on. Smash up the middle, but Simeon is there. 4-6-3 twin killing. I ain't sad about it. I like it a lot. I like it very much. Thank you. Isaac, I deeply disagree with that. We would trade you guys Taylor Ward for Adolis Garcia. Isaac, are you an Angels fan? Isaac, are you telling me that you, as an Angel fan, would give us Ward for Dolly? I still say no to that. So Adolis Garcia is more valuable than the Rangers fans want to admit. I like Taylor Ward. I don't love Taylor Ward. I like Taylor Ward. He's certainly having a good year. Is the problem with Adolis Garcia is the fans more than him. The 2023 Adolis Garcia is not coming back. right? The October 2023 Adolis Garcia was one of the great postseason runs ever. That's not him. He got hot. He's a 75 low end, 100 high end RBI guy, probably going to get 85 to 90. He's a 20 to 25 bomb guy, and he's elite defensive out in right field. Little floater into right field. Second hit of the day, but 2 outs, 1 on off of Corbin now after the twin killing. So Dolly Garcia's defense in right field is worth a lot. All right. And he's a bigger RBI guy than Ward. No, you can't have Dolly for him. Oh, never mind. He just got a hit. Isaac, I like you. We got 2 Angels fan in here, people. We got Halos in the infield. We got Isaac sucks. Isaac sucks. You got to get a better name. Are you Isaac and do you suck? Or is this some dude named Isaac and you're mad at him? I don't quite get your name. But I'm glad you're here. You were fun last night. And I'm glad you're here. I hope this is not the last time we have you here, even though you're an Angels fan. Oh, I don't have the 3D on. Let's see this pitch and we'll fix that for you. Who is this? Adela, right? 2 on. Nope. 2 outs, 1 on, 2 singles. But we erased the 1 with a double play. 87 beautiful people here. 77 on X, 10 on my YouTube channel, Texas Rangers Clubhouse. Appreciate you guys being here. Please like the stream, vote in the poll. Corbin bounces 1. Jonah doesn't know where it is. Corbin makes the play. Bounced forward towards number 46, Patrick Corbin. But who is that? Taylor Ward got the extra 90 feet quite easily. Thank you very much. Isaac says it's my brother's account. His name is Isaac. So your brother doesn't like himself? All right. A little confused, but whatever. Whatever it is, I'm glad you're here, buddy. Another ball in the dirt. Jonah makes the play this time. They said he'll score a run now that he's in scoring position. And I have the hiccups. No, Cameron. Probably tomorrow, not Saturday nor Sunday. Third one in a row bounced in there. Jonah makes the play easily this time. Anyway, to answer Cameron's question, I'll probably try to mention this 3 or 4 times tonight. No reason I won't be live. I'll probably set it up tonight or early tomorrow. Sometimes Friday night family stuff comes up, but I'll schedule it and I'll plan on being here. Saturday and Sunday, no. Unfortunately, I will be at work for both the start times. So I'll probably live tweet it from my office because I'm the boss. We'll see how that goes. No, I won't be able to be live, unfortunately, Saturday nor Sunday. We're covering the final 3 hours of the MLB trade deadline. Any chance I would love to, buddy. What day is that? It's a couple of weeks now, right? Yeah, I would love to. The answer is yes. Well, now, okay, hold on. I shouldn't say yes so quickly because I did tell a Boston-based. Hold on, base hit into right field. Dolly's going to make a throw. Plate to plate. Sit down, kid. Trade Dolly, right? Dolly Garcia says, "Are you really running on me, little slow person? Sit your slow butt down in the dugout." Dolly, 9-2 put out. I'm watching the replay again and again and again and again. And I like what I see. Adolis Garcia bomb from right field. Hey, listen, the infield. Let me finish my answer. I've already said yes to a trade deadline show with a Boston-based podcast, pesky podcast. I don't know the time, but I don't know if they want me for the whole time or whatever. Oh shoot, I got to plug in my computer is telling me it needs to be charged. Let me take care of that. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure. I doubt they want me for the whole time. And if they do, I'll just tell them, no. Tell me what time you're going, and we'll work it out. All right, let me plug in my. There we go. Laptop is now charged and happy. And I see somebody. You ready to pop on, buddy? You guys know him. as Kane McCutcheon. Kane, can you hear me?
I got you. What's up?
Rangers beat writer Kane McCutcheon for, I don't know, more than one time now he's been on the show. People are going to talk. How's your day going?
Going good. I'm honored that you keep having me back. I love doing this
Oh,
stuff.
man, you're always welcome. You're always welcome. I like people who know more about baseball than me, and whether you're certainly close if you're not there. I appreciate what you do, and I love having your insight. Let's talk about Kane real fast. We only get him for a couple innings. You don't know him yet. Where you been? He covers the Rangers. He covers the WNBA, which I feel like he should get hazard pay for. And he covers Adolis Garcia in his arm from right field. Tell them about you, and then tell me what you think about that throw right there, buddy.
Yeah. So like Jeff said, my name is Kane. I have the honor of covering the Rangers and the Wings every day, and it's awesome. I love doing it. Love getting to bring people closer to the team. And yeah, what a throw by Garcia, man! What a start all around. Oh, that's
Right?
good. Get the offense, get the momentum with the big play on defense, and hopefully carry it over. Great start.
Amen. Amen. Well, now you made me think of what you guys, when I bring on guests, I pepper them with questions. It is what it is. And I've got one for you right now. Are we buyers? Are we sellers? And second question, I'll throw it to you right now so you can take them in turn or whatever. Is the offense back? The offense looks back. 13, 8, 2 in the first inning. Tell me I'm crazy. This offense looks decent to me. So buyers, sellers, is the offense back? And I'll shut up and listen.
Yeah, well, I think offensively, it's so many times we get so caught up in the results, but oftentimes it's quality, and we're seeing not only runs, but we're seeing the quality of at bat significantly
Yep.
increase. We're seeing it from multiple guys. It's looking better than it has really at any point this year.
Totally agree.
And
and the guy who's up right now, he swings and misses a lot. But when he makes contact, nobody hits it as harder than him. Well, very few people do. Of course, he strikes out while I say that. But I really think Berger is set for a nice second half. I believe Langford's set for a nice second half. Simeon's already going. Seager's already going. Am I being a homer? I mean, it sounds like you see it too.
No, yeah, 100%. I think you've got a lot of guys that are starting to turn the corner. And, for the first 3 months of the season, it was guys trying to find their way. And now it looks like a lot of them have found their way. And yeah, I think, this type of performance offensively, especially with the pitching that has happened, can spark a run. I think it's going to be real interesting to see coming up to the trade deadline. Can they go on a little run and, wiggle themselves a little closer? If you were to ask me right now and the trade deadline was tomorrow, I would tell you they very well could do a little bit of both, I think, kind of like last year. I know that, and I know that if the right move is out there for a controllable guy, Chris Young is no doubt going to pull the trigger on it. And then there's also some tradable pieces on this team. So I think as of now, they very well could do a little bit of both. But with that being said, if this offense gets going and keeps going like it is, and you start to see some wins stack up, and kind of wedge yourself a little closer there's no doubt in my mind that CY is gonna push the chips in and do what he's got to do to make the team better. I mean, we've seen that since he's been here.
Yeah, I agree with almost everything you said there. The one thing that I might push back on is tradable parts. And it's weird for me to say this because I think that we're in it. I think that this roster is as good as anyone else in the AL West. I believe that the underlying stats show that they're going to get going. I get called a homer every day on X, and I don't really care. I see a run happening for this team. But I don't see a lot of tradable parts. I see a few. I think Chris Martin is the biggest one. I don't think Doley brings back nearly enough to let him go. I don't think that you're going to move on a Josh Young or a Josh Smith. I don't think you're going to move on an Evan Carter. I don't think there's as many pieces outside of, I guess, Doley, who I don't really think is that much of a tradable piece. And then the bullpen. Chris Martin, yeah, you could get something for Chris Martin. Now, when I say something, I don't really mean a top 10 prospect. I don't mean a top 20 prospect. I probably don't even mean a top 30 prospect. But you could get a ball player. And then you can, are we moving on an Armstrong? Are we moving on a Webb? I don't think we are in any of them. But what will we get for them? We're not getting, a top 10 MLB prospect for any of these guys. So I don't think it makes sense, A, because we're in it, and B, the contracts that we'd want to let go, aren't going to bring back a lot. I mean, Malley is the name that we all wanted to talk about, right? John Gray before the injury. Nobody's going to give you any value for those guys, and they both might be valuable to us down the stretch. Am I crazy? I mean, if we were to let somebody go, who might it be? And then even more importantly for me, what pieces do you think we might go after if they went after one? For me, I think it's, a power bat if there was one, but I don't see one being out there. Maybe a Reese Hoskins, and then maybe a bullpen piece. But what do you think, Ken?
Yeah, to your point, I mean, when I say a little bit of both, like you said, there's not really a lot of substance there. So it may not, like last year they traded Michael Lorenzen and that was pretty much it. There's not a lot of pool there. I think so. I think if they do, if they are somewhere in the middle, it's not going to be a fire sale by any means.
Yeah.
As far as who they could possibly look for, definitely bullpen for sure. I think it starts there. If they spark a run, I wouldn't be surprised if they, look pretty heavily into some, knowledgeable names in the bullpen market. I think that that's somewhere that they could definitely tap into. And then, so bullpen for sure. And then a bat, not going to be like the, top bat on the market, but somewhere in the middle, the bottom tier of the market. If I had to guess, they would kind of look there because they don't have any, gaping holes in the lineup. Really, I mean, you got to find a guy. You got to find the guy playing time when he gets here, and you already have a super utility guy in Josh Smith who has to find playing time. So, it's not going to be anything crazy. But I think those two areas, I think bullpen, and I think a bat could definitely be if we're in the position. I think definitely they wouldn't shy away from that.
Yeah. Give me some thoughts on Kumar and Osuna. I'm of the belief, and we talked about Kumar last time I had you on. He looks like a AAA pitcher to me. He's had flashes of brilliance. I really like him to cover the first base and hold on runners and stop throwing fastballs down the middle. But I still love him long term. But to me, he looks like he should be in AAA, and I don't think he's going to give us very many more innings in 2025 wherever he is. So I'm worried about him. I think good timing for John Gray to come back. And then Alejandro Osuna, he's DHing tonight. Are we seeing the end of the Osuna 2025 experiment? He looks to me like somebody who should be getting ABs in AAA also. I'd love to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think Ozuna definitely someone that could benefit from at bats in AAA. I think if they need to make a roster move, maybe he's the guy. I know a lot of people would look at like Michael Hellman but Hellman is a guy who can, more can sit on your bench and be fine versus Ozuna that you mentioned, needs to play. So I think, in the event that a roster move does need to be made, I don't think anyone would be surprised if Ozuna can get regular at bats in AAA. And I think that would benefit from him. I think this little bit of, time he's got up here will benefit him in the long run, take it back down there, iron a couple things out. As far as Rocker goes, I think that obviously when John Gray does come back, he still has to build up, of course, and he's going to do that in the minors, but as well as he's going to have to get back into the swing of things here. I really think both of those guys that you mentioned, Rocker especially is someone who they see contributing long-term, like you mentioned, but also could benefit from some innings down there. So I think both of those guys could benefit from some playing time. And if, like we're not out of it right now. And so I think that is, a possibility for sure. Obviously, if things take a turn for the worse, then, you let them run it out up here. But I think that for sure those guys could definitely benefit from some AAA time. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see it now.
I was personally a little surprised that Osuna stayed up as long as he did. I thought Dustin Harris was the next guy. I mean, I'm not connected that in-depthly with what's going on in Round Rock and or in Frisco. But to me, the name was Harris. I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong on that. But Osuna was never on my radar. He was a name I knew. But I got to be honest, it was mostly because he was a kid brother of a, former All-Star in the major leagues. And I knew he was in our system. Didn't ever see him as a prospect. Not saying he's not. He's been impressive in many ways, but he doesn't look like a major leaguer to me yet. I'm just a little intrigued on why it's not been Dustin Harris And it really won't even matter here when we get back a couple people. Jock Peterson, is he an August date? Do you have any insight on that? I mean, I don't
I
remember
have
an
not
update recently, but
touched on that in a minute, not gonna lie.
yeah,
But I do think he is still he's progressing, still in good spirits, but I have not checked on it since last homestand now.
yeah, yeah. I might have to dig into that myself. What do you think about the Astros series? They brought up their big prospect, the middle infielder, just in time for us. I guess they're having a little bit of scuffle right now, but they're still dominating the AL West. I mean, I was one of many, I would say, who thought last year was it. If they were going to make the playoffs, last year would be the last time they might do it for a while. Yeah, I was wrong. Tucker leaves, Bregman leaves, Jordan hasn't even played hardly, and doesn't really matter. They're still on pace for about 100 wins. What do you think about them, and what do you think about this upcoming series? Is this our last hope to stay alive?
Yeah, so I'm actually going out of town tomorrow, so I will be a little MIA this weekend. But I am very excited to catch what I can, and just kind of watch as a fan because, man, yeah, the Astros,
Yeah,
like you said, just when you think you can write them off, I mean, they
right.
continue. Like, I mean, I know Jeremy Pena is injured, but what he's done to step up and contribute to the team, and after a rough year last year and the year before, and just it seems like no matter how or who's there, they seem to get it done. And they've been the best team in baseball through the month of June. They were the
Yeah,
best team in baseball, and it's impressive to watch. And so I think it's going to be very, very interesting to see can the Rangers offense continue what they've done in LA and take it against a very worthy opponent. Obviously, one of those games is going to be a DeGrom game, so that's going to be really fun to watch. I remember being at the DeGrom versus Hunter Brown game, and that game really stood. Kind of looking back on it, stood out to me as one of the better games I've seen on the beat.
right. Yeah,
Uh, it's gonna be a fun series to watch for sure. But
yeah.
yeah, the Astros are you can't say that the Astros are a surprise when they're winning. I don't think that's fair, but I think they have been one of the bigger, I'll say surprise, sure, one of the bigger surprise. I mean, it's easy
I'll just say it.
to
For
bet.
me, I'll just say it. I was wrong about them. I'm not going to say they're a surprise because they keep winning, but I was wrong. I thought, I'm not going to say I thought they were done. I didn't think they were going to lose 100, but I thought it was going to be Seattle and us. And it still might be, but it looks less and less every day. I mean, they're just winning and winning and winning and winning. Drive into left center. Wyatt cuts it off. It's going to be a single. Oh, Hoppy base hit first and third for the bad guys. 2-0. Good guys. We've got Kane McCutcheon, Rangers beat writer, also WNBA Dallas franchise beat writer. You see Reese got on the cover?
Yes, I did see that. I'm very excited for 2K. I haven't got back into video games. 2K is one
I
of
know
the
you're an LSU guy, so I had to. She was LSU, right? Am I crazy? She's
yes,
LSU.
Angel Reese
Yeah,
was
yeah,
LSU.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm very excited to
I,
see. I know we got SGA on the cover for the men. Obviously, well deserved. Man,
yeah.
that dude is taking over. This has been his
Whew.
summer, man. But yeah, very
Yeah.
excited. I've been tapped into MLB The Show as well. I've been playing that a lot. So
I didn't let myself buy it this year. I spent too many hours at 2 in the morning. Like, what am I doing? Last year, I didn't let myself buy it this year. But that's good stuff. Do you play online against people? Do you go live?
I do not yet. No, I don't. I think in the future, streaming and gaming is definitely something that I want to do. For now, I just kind of play for fun. Um, but I do play online. Yeah, I do play online against people. I've played against fans before, so that's always fun. Maybe
I was
start
going to say,
in the off
you should.
season. That was an off season thing my first year on the beat, and that was actually really fun. So I might have to do that again soon.
Love it.
Yeah, I do enjoy playing from time to time. I know the new college football game just came out, so I've been playing that a little bit too. But yeah,
Yeah, I haven't let myself buy Madden. I've never had a college football one, and I didn't let myself buy the MLB. I don't want. I need some sleep, and I just can't do it. Last year I stayed up
totally.
too late. What's your favorite part of the MLB show this year? This is for me.
Oh
What am I
man,
missing out on? I saw they had the college. You could play the TCU and such. So I kind of
yeah.
was feeling bad I missed out on that.
I think that was honestly my favorite part. And this is the
Yeah,
first time. This is the first one that I've played on PS5, and the graphics are just insane. So
yeah.
yeah, definitely just seeing that the detail in the game. But yeah, the road to the show has been really cool. The college aspect of it. Yeah, so I don't know. it's kind of the same, obviously the same concept every year, but I think I've really been enjoying the graphics a lot.
When I saw the Road to the Show had the college stuff, I'm like, oh, just buy it. Just buy it. But no, I haven't done it. I'm proud of myself. Kane McCutcheon, Rangers beat writer. We got a good game so far here. 2-0 Corbin looking pretty good. Strike there on the edge. Rangers 4 straight hits to start off today. We talked about it a little bit when I first had you on. 13 runs 2 days ago, 8 runs yesterday. Looks like the offense is back. The pitching has been really good all year. 2-2 pitch foul. Oh, no. Hold on. All right, just an F7. Scared me a little bit. That's the inning. The good guys keep their 2-0 lead. What? I don't even know. Are we good? I don't even know what inning it is. Have I kept you too long?
No, we're good. We're on the second.
Okay. Yeah. I've been talking to you and I wasn't watching all of a sudden. I'm like, what the heck? Playing the show would probably be great channel growth during the off season, says Logan. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe. What else is going on with you, Kane? What's going on with you? Obviously you said you missed you're gonna miss the Astro series, but we've got the draft coming, we've got the trade deadline coming. Does that get busier for you? You want to talk about the draft at all? Where are you at with that? I know you like college. Well, you got LSU and Dallas Baptist in your blood, so you got all kinds of college baseball guys in your life.
Yeah, definitely. I will be tuned to the draft. Like I said, I'll be out of town, so I'm going to be keeping up with that. It is generally a busier time. More kind of a lot of things that people don't think about is like media appearances, so like this and like other podcasts that I go on, like that tends to get busier around this time because people are trying to produce content around this time because it does.
Sure.
So that is definitely busier. Obviously, you're writing and a lot more, and maybe some of the stories aren't as I don't want to say you don't have to work as hard because you have to work very hard on every story, but you don't have to reach as much for the content. It's kind of there. It generally is a busier time. The trade deadline is always hectic, and I don't check my screen time on Twitter because it's always a fun day, busy time, and just kind of seeing the moves. I think 2023 being my second year on the beat, I've kind of convinced myself, and like obviously I know this year like we're not topping that as far as craziness goes. I think it's going to be pretty hard to top that as far as craziness goes. The Scherzer trade was probably the craziest day I've ever experienced on the beat. But
really,
so yeah, it's probably a little less than that, but it is always a busy time. Yeah,
I think there's a Corey or a Max Scherzer trade day story there. Is there?
Yeah,
do you have time to share it?
Yeah, of course. If y'all just remember, like, there was a whole thing with the no trade clause and like, is he going to waive it? Is he not going to waive it? And they have a deal in place and who's in the deal, X, Y, and Z. And so it's instead of just confirming one thing with said source, it was multiple things with said source. So you're trying to confirm multiple things and trying to make sure the information that I put out is accurate. Because I try to put out fast and accurate information. That's always what I say. I think that's what everyone tries to do. But at the end of the day, you always have to keep it in your mind. Like, I was told my first year that you would rather be last than wrong. So I try to
keep that in mind. You put out 2 or 3 tweets that are wrong, nobody's going to listen to you ever, right?
So I try to keep that in mind every time I'm putting something out there. And so it was trying to make sure you have all the details, right before you send it out. And then so when it happened, it finally got through. And this had already been a couple hours when, just trying to work through the details and get the details out there. And then once that happened, I have to go write a story. And then, so I'm writing my story and that's, whatever, an hour, whatever. And then after that, I had a media appearance actually on Twitter Spaces that I had to do. Literally the second that story was sent to an editor, I had to go on Spaces. And that was 2 hours. So that very, very much turned into a 5-hour experience that I still say is probably the craziest story that I've had since I've joined.
I don't know if you'll have time to share this now, but as I've had you on before, I love getting into the nitty gritty of this. I'm interested in baseball. I'm interested in content creation, and I'm interested in media, frankly. And I love that you've got the credential and you're doing what you're doing. And when you talk about developing sources, I don't know if everybody's going to love to hear this, but I love to hear about this stuff. Simeon base hit in the center, his second hit of the ball game. Seager already walked first and second. Good guys. Um, Without giving away anything too inside baseball, how do you develop those? I guess relationships is probably the word that you
Yeah.
can get those accurate and interesting tidbits. I mean, it's got to be very competitive up in that big room of yours.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a touchy subject. I think it's just being around though. The more you're, and that's what I'll say. Obviously, I mean, I can't get into the specifics, obviously,
No,
but
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
just it's being around, and when you're around, you'll develop those, and start to build those, and they're huge. Obviously, that's a huge
Sure.
part of it, but it's a daily, it's a daily grind, and I would say just putting out content and being around that's really how you start to develop those.
Would you say it's Dolly ground ball to third going to be a 5-3 that will play? Oh no, safe at first. So it's a fielder's choice. Play force out at third. Dolly's going to be safe at first. Obviously, Simeon moves on to second. So would you say, like people like me who have I run a nonprofit and I've been an executive director and blah, blah, blah. And growing in my career, it was networking. Well, when you're sourcing sources, for lack of a better word, probably the same thing, right? I mean, you said it's just being around. It's developing relationships and well, networking, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to build relationships with everyone because you never know what's gonna. I mean, every relationship you build is gonna be of your benefit, right? So,
Yeah,
like, I know obviously, everyone listening understands that, like, yeah, you got to build connections with sources, you got to build connections with the people that you work with. But I think maybe something that a lot of people don't think about is like, you know, obviously as nice people, you build connections with everyone no matter what, but even the small connections make your job that much smoother. The connections that you
sure,
have with the parking attendant makes it easier for you to get in, and the quicker you can start your work,
sure.
the quicker you can get checked in by the media people, X, Y, and Z. And it's you build all those connections up, and it just makes for a smoother, more
Yeah,
well-rounded experience. And so yeah, it's huge. Networking is huge. And I think something that is kind of what I've been thinking about, and especially as a younger person, is like something I've really had to learn. And thank goodness my mom has really taught me this lesson. But like, put your phone down when you're walking in. When you're walking around, put your phone down. It's like
yeah,
talk to people. If there's someone to talk to them. And that's
yeah,
kind of hard for me. I'm not the most extrovert person in the setting. I'm very focused trying to get what I'm trying to get done and X, Y, and Z. But it's hey, like make an effort, make an
yeah.
effort. And I'm not perfect at it. There's people that I've been working with for since I've got there and I'm not that close to, but it's a daily process. And there we go. Langford
Love
right
it. While
there.
Langford hitting the ball hard, a couple of days in a row now, RBI single 3-0. Now, good guys Marcus scores second run, I think, for him of the night. Yeah, this is Kane McCutcheon. I think this is a good advice whether you want to be a baseball beat writer or just a normal good human. Put your phone. Here's the truth. You got your ear. I mean, I got my earphones in right now because what we're doing. But if you got your ear pods in, and you're just looking at your phone while you're walking by people. You're screaming at them. I don't want to talk to you right now. I'm an old guy, but I heard another old guy talking about working with young people recently. It was this morning. It had nothing to do with baseball. It was another thing I was doing in my life, and he was praising these young people he was working with because they had been taught to look people in the eye. And that's such a skill that, well, you said your mom, I guess my mom probably did the same to me, but I can tell you as a 55-year-old old guy, I had opportunities that came to me because I looked people in the eye, said, yes, sir, no, sir, thank you, no, thank you. That is such a ignored, I'll call it a skill set. It should just be being a human, and I'm getting to know you a little bit, Kane. Obviously, you're a nice guy. I can see that being a base it up the middle. Another RBI right here. Evan Carter getting in on the action of 4-0. Good guys. His Ranger offense looks good. But what I'm trying to say is whether you're a baseball watching Kane here on my show and you might want to be a writer someday, or you're just a human who wants to go get a job somewhere. These are skills that I think work anywhere. I mean, I don't want to sound like old guy here, but you know, I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think too, a lot of people ask me like what do I do? Like, how do I become a writer? How do I become media? And like that's part of the battle. But then the other part of the battle is what do you do when you actually get there? And
Yeah, right.
if you're young and you're in the industry, you got to learn confidence real quick. And
Mm, mm.
it's a daily thing that I'm, still having to learn. But like I can even look back on my first year and be like, I'm way more confident now, even just projecting it. And obviously that comes from being comfortable in X, Y, and Z.
Sure.
But it's a very you've got to learn that you've got to pick that up quick, or else it's just not as smooth as it could be. And so
Yeah.
yeah, that's huge. I mean, confidence is a huge thing. You're supposed to be there, and so you've got to kind of put that off. And yeah, it's a big thing.
Yeah. Great advice from Kane. Kane, McCutcheon, Texas Rangers beat writer. Here's the best question I'm going to ask you of the night. First of all, Turo Dirty 300. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. What do you think about this offense, man? I talked to you about, hey, what do you think we're back? Since you've been on, we've added 2 runs to the 2 we already had, right? I look at this is what I've been asking for, looking for. Me, what am I talking about? Me. This is what we've all been looking for. Score 4, we win. Score 5, we almost assuredly win. It looks like we're on a roll right here. Am I crazy? I mean, I'm asking the same question I just did, but I'm liking what I see. I don't see, to use your words from earlier, a hole in this lineup. Was that a balk? Bach scored a run. I'm talking. I didn't see what he did. We'll watch the replay.
Right.
But I'm a big believer in what is happening with this offense is what a lot of us, including me, expected, including tonight.
Yeah, I think you're getting it done throughout the entirety of the order, and that's the
Yes.
biggest thing too. Is like we said, there's not a hole right now, but that's the biggest thing. Is like people are getting hot at the right time, and that's what it takes. That's what Bruce Bochy told us. Bruce Bochy told us this the whole year. That you need 2 or 3 guys to get hot, and then you really start rolling. And we're seeing more than that right now. And so even last night, Kyle Higashioka coming through, like, and we can name multiple instances where guys that oh, there we go, Burger with the rip. As I'm talking,
telling you,
a
lot of swing and miss, but he hits the ball hard. Yes, 6-0. Excuse me, 6-0. Good guys, come on. I'm not saying it's in the bag, but we should win this game up 6-0. Afraid to even say it out loud, but this is enough runs to win. 13, 8, and now 6 in what are we? The 3rd inning. I don't know. I get that the stat. Here's a stat that I'll throw at you, or a probability that I'll throw at you, and I'll get your response. I don't know if you look at the probabilities, Fangraphs playoff probabilities. I looked at it yesterday, not today. Now I get it. Winning the World Series is different than making the playoffs. I'm not saying it's the same, but the Astros fans are rightfully excited about their chance to win another World Series here. They've got a chance. And Fangraphs puts it at about 8%. Well, the Rangers aren't even at 500, and they've got 16% chance to make the playoffs, according to Fangraphs. Now, it's just a stat. Doesn't mean anything. It's just a projection. And I'm not saying making the playoffs is the same as making the World Series, but I would submit if we've got a 16% chance to make the playoffs, we should be playing for this year. I get it. It's a roll of the dice. It's a 1 in 6. I'd rather us be in first place. I'd rather us be the Detroit Tigers or the Dodgers at 99%. But how do you justify at a little under 20% selling? I don't. I don't know how you want to respond to that at all, but I don't think it makes any sense to, as of right now, seeing what I'm seeing with this pitching and now this offense, us punting.
Yeah, I think, for me, it's the way I see it is like, if you have the chance, you go for it.
Yes.
You got to. I mean, there's no telling, what's going to happen. We've seen, especially with the new format, we've seen higher seeds fall. We've seen, obviously.
We won it all,
right,
barely making it against Arizona, who barely made it. I mean, that
exactly
was like in 1983. I don't
right.
know why we can't.
I think if you have the chance, you push in for it, and I think that's what they will.
Yeah.
I think they've shown that too. Indicating that, hey, like, they're going to look into the market, and they've shown that, like, hey, we've got a chance. We're going to push in.
If I made you give me a percentage of ball 4 Osuna gets on, of, we'll just say Adolis Garcia getting traded before the trade deadline, I would put it at less than 5%. Do you want to put, I mean, you don't have to give me an answer if you don't want to, but the Angels are going to the pen here. 6-0, good guys. What are your thoughts? How do you want to respond to that?
I won't put a number on it, but I don't think it's very high. Now, if you would have asked me that, I don't know, a month ago, 2 months ago, and if I would have said, hey, if it continues at this rate, that number probably would have been higher, Now I don't think it's very high at this point now.
If we're both wrong, and we're not, but if we were both wrong and he does get flipped, do you think we get a top 10, a top 20, or even a top 30 prospect for him? Because I do not. And I love Doley, but I just don't think that's what we would get back.
Yeah, I don't know that you're going to be fetching a lot back in return. I think, just based off what he did in the postseason alone, like if the Rangers were to make him available, some teams would definitely come calling.
Absolutely.
But with that being said, yeah, I don't think you get a ton back there. I don't really think they have much on the roster that you get a ton back for. I would have told you Tyler Malley, but now with the injury, his trade value kind of just went down a little bit. So I don't think they have a ton that you.
It's Chris Martin. Chris Martin is the best trade piece we have on this team. That's not Sebastian Walcott, and we're not.
Kind of something that's really been on my mind a lot recently is I've kind of revisited like what's happened since I've been back on the beat. Is like I think a lot of times. Not all. I'm not going to say everyone. I'm not saying this about Sebastian Walcott, but I think certain prospects are a little bit overvalued per se.
Prospects are always overvalued. 100%.
I think that just further adds to like, hey, if you're in, go for it, man. If you got a shot this year, go for it.
Well, and I don't want to. I wrote an article not too long ago on my Substack, and it was not very positive as it relates to our farm system. We got a top 10. Sebastian Walcott's the top 10. I don't think he's on the big club next year, and certainly if he is, he's not, making the team out of spring training. That would be shocking. But if he does play next year, it's at the end, in my never humble opinion. But after that, I'm not saying the cupboard's bare here, but Evan and Wyatt and Kumar and Jack have all graduated. I mean, we had like 6 first-round draft picks last year make their first appearance. Hey, Brian, what's going on, buddy? Again, the cupboard's not bare, but it's not full either. I think we're ranked 20 by Baseball American, maybe 22 by Pipeline. I might have that backwards, something along those lines. This draft is huge for us, and it ain't about 2025. It's about the long term. I like our roster moving forward. I think we have a good roster beyond 2025, very much, as a matter of fact. But we don't have a whole lot coming up in AAA or AA. I mean, even Cole Winn, I probably should mention. And by the way, that would be a piece that people would give us some value for, but not a top 30.
Yeah, I think I'm not super tapped into the farm system as someone that covers the big league team, but yeah, it's not amongst the best in baseball. There's some pieces there, and I think more so now, like you mentioned, like now we're on. I think a lot of people. A big misconception is that development stops when a guy reaches the big leagues. Now it's how can Evan Carter and Wyatt Langford and Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter continue to develop and move forward. There is some pieces there, like you said, and I think the draft, obviously, you're going to be able to always rebuild through the draft as far as that goes. So we will see there. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of substance there, to your point.
Do we have in our future the Kane McCutcheon mock MLB draft coming to our inboxes?
I have not done a mock draft. No, not super tapped into the draft. I will obviously be putting out some content when that piece is selected. There we go. Corey with a nice riff right there. Man,
look at this offense.
Art's coming, huh?
All right, you're never allowed to leave now, buddy. 7-0 good guys. Corey Seager, who is slower than Bruce Bochy, but just keeps raking balls into the outfield. Every time he slides, I heard somebody say this on X the other day, and I feel it. Every time he slides, I feel like my kid's going to the hospital. I watch him get up. But boy, he can rake, can't he, man? This guy, I saw something on the pregame today. I was had my audio on real low, but they were talking about how he's hit home runs on pretty much every pitch possible the past couple of weeks. There, we're going to have another base hit. Marcus drops one in, puts an umbrella on the ball. 27-0. My Rangers over the Angels. Here's the most important question. No MLB draft, mock draft article coming. So here's the article I want to from Kane, or maybe from me. Best uniforms in the AL West. Okay, it's our baby blues. But number 2 might be these Angels 80s stuff, right? What are your thoughts? I love the Angels look they've had for this series.
These are sick, no doubt. These are definitely up there for sure. I like the A's colorways. The Mariners have nothing that piques my interest. And I know I'm going to catch some heat for this, I think the Astros, the Sunday uniforms with the stripes, I think those are absolutely hideous. But the City Connect jerseys, the new ones, the new City
Oh
Connect
no,
that they
I
came
have to
out
look
with,
it up.
I like those a lot. The first ones they had were awful, but the
I'm looking
new
up the Astro City Connect right now
I
because I
am
don't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't hate these. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm with you.
But yeah, I
I
know
didn't remember them, but
Angels are these Angels uniforms are definitely sick, and I know I have
yeah.
some good memories as a kid when the Angels would wear these and the Rangers would wear their throwbacks too. I wish stuff like that came around more often, but
You know, I like because I love. Cameron says I love the powder blues. Me too. I like the added revenue that the City Connects brings to my team. But I wish it would be throwback. I really do. The best jersey in all of sports, and it's my opinion, but I'm going to state it as a fact because it is this. Well, now the LA, formerly San Diego Chargers, throwback baby blues. Now my Rangers, you put the baby blues on a sports team, I am in. I love the Rangers baby blues, but these Angels '80s ones, they're one of my favorites. I will say the worst ones, probably the City Connects from San Diego that look like I don't even know what they look like. Some kind of neon. I don't know what the heck that is. I hate it. And I got a sister who's a season ticket holder down there, and she loves them, and they all love them. I think those things are hideous.
yeah, I'm not a fan. I think a lot of the City Connect stuff for me was kind of a pass. But I will say now that teams are starting to get new ones, the second wave has been a lot better than the first wave. In my opinion.
Yes, I agree. I agree. You know what? I've got the Ranger City Connect jersey, and I got the hat. I think family members got them both for me, and I wear it around. I like the story. I like the Ranger City Connect story very much. I don't love the jersey. I don't want to get people mad at me because it's so popular.
They've
But
grown on me a lot for sure.
yeah.
Like you said, especially hearing the story. When I don't remember this obviously. I was like 2, but my first baseball game was a Fort Worth Cats game. So that was kind of
Nice.
a full circle moment for me there. But yeah, I do agree. I think that at first, they I wasn't a fan. I'm not a fan of colored pants unless they're powdered blue. I won't
Well,
lie.
now you just said you like. Oh no, you said you don't like the Astros colored pants, didn't you?
Yeah, no. If it's let's stick with the white or the gray. Powder blue I can do. And then also let's bring back the red jerseys while we're at it if anyone's
I
listening.
like the Reds. I like.
It's
Well,
not
I think there's some rule that you're only allowed to have 5, right?
yeah, the rules, the I'm not sure exactly what it is, but you're allowed to have a certain amount plus the City Connect. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I gotta be honest with you. I am not a big fashion guy. I don't talk jersey colors with many people. But well, for whatever reason, I do. I love what the Angels are wearing right now. TLC announced what's going on, buddy. Long time no see. I think the throwbacks can just be another night. I love the throwbacks. I really do. I'm a Dodger fan, and you know the Yankees and the Dodgers. You ain't messing with those jerseys because they're so classic. But I get, the more jerseys you have, the more revenue you have. I mean, shoot, the Oregon Ducks are the ones that did this to us. Every Saturday they have a new jersey, and they're usually pretty cool. But that's a whole Nike thing. They look like the Banditos. What are we talking about? TLC said, what? White Sox City Connects. I like. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brian's in the house. On your poll, you need a third option. Both buyers and sellers. I do not. Oh, I'm covering Kane's face there. Sorry about that, buddy. I do not subscribe to you can be a buyer and a seller. I think that's just somebody you're trying and see why he's going to do it, as Kane said earlier. But everybody's doing it. You're going to see what comes. I mean, you're going to pick up the phone and you're going to answer the phone, and if options come, you're going to take it. I think buying and selling, to me, that's what, well, these Angels did a couple of years ago, where they picked up, Giolito and the big power hitter, the right fielder. I can't think of his name right now. And then they flipped him like 5 days later. And that was like 6 months after they gave up on Ohtani. And, I like to make fun of the Angels because, wow, they've got a weird recent GM history. Let me ask you this. If we were to make a deal, whether we were buyers or sellers, do you have any, I'm not going to ask you if it's insight, any feeling about what teams we might be talking to? Maybe that's who might be available, or maybe that's who, historically CY and the guys in Arlington like to deal with. Any thoughts on that? Because I've heard some stuff inside the AL West, which I just don't believe in. I'll shut up and listen. What are your thoughts?
Um, this is the question that every media member gets asked, and then we try to ask and get answers and don't, because they don't talk
Sure.
about specifics like that
Yeah,
ever.
I know.
But I think that if they do spark a run, like I said this earlier, I think let's say they go on a run before the trade deadline. I wouldn't be surprised if they fish toward the higher end of the reliever market, which
Really, that's good news to me. I don't know if I agree with you, but I want to be wrong and I want you to be right. I mean, bring me
I,
a Class
I'm
A,
not,
bring me a Helsley.
yeah, I don't know that they're going to go out and pay, crazy money for. I guess maybe I'll say aggressiveness. I think maybe they would be more aggressive in bringing in a one or two relievers versus like the higher end. I'll say they'll be more aggressive. I'll phrase it like that. But yeah, those specifics are so hard to get at this time, and you kind of just really specifics are hard to get anytime. But it's like the question that like you're not going to get an answer for, but you still ask regardless.
Yeah, I'm going to
That
write this article, and I'm going to need you to say something. Well, and
yeah.
I'll get specific on you. I don't know anything. This is just me looking at the trade landscape. Cleveland wants to make some moves, and they've got some pieces. Clase, obviously, we can't trade him Kluber back, but Clase likely to be dealt probably. And I've seen things, and it's just what I'm reading. Who knows what's just clickbait and what's real nowadays? But maybe you take Clase and Quan. Would we be able to afford that if they're just dumping, which they might be dumping salary? I mean, of course they'd want something back, but it'd be about us taking on salary and them giving it up. I mean, I love Stephen Kwan. I know we got our outfield full of people who need ABs, but Kwan and Clase makes this team look AL West title hopes positive to me. I mean, would something like that even give you 1% chance of happening in your opinion?
I would. Yeah, I mean, I think I would give it 1%. Sure. Yeah, I think they're they if there's the right deal out there, I'll say this. I think they would be very committed to making whatever financial gymnastics they have to do happen to make the team better. Obviously, it's going to be tough, and it's not it's not an ideal spot as far as money goes. But I think that Chris Young, he's willing to do what it takes to win, and so we'll see what that looks like, and it's going to be very interesting to see where this team is, because that we've got still 20 something 21 days, whatever, till the deadline. So this thing
Yeah.
could look a lot different than it kind of changes week to week when you're right around 500. And that's the fun part of it. It's going to be a fun couple weeks.
Yeah, I agree. That's Kane McCutcheon, our Texas Rangers beat writer, also the Dallas WA franchise, and Kane are buddies. If you're into the WNBA, if you're into the Rangers, obviously you're into the Rangers, you wouldn't be here. Give Kane some love. Where can they find your stuff, buddy? If they're just getting to know you now, tell them where to find you.
My stuff is on X at Kane_McCutcheon6. Would love for you guys to come check me out. I post some content there. I post my stories there, and come check it out. Agree with me, disagree with me. I don't care, because I'll still have a job either way. But would love it. Tapped into the content. Love when the fans show love. Always love seeing everyone and replying to everyone and seeing y'all at the ballpark too. So it's awesome.
I'm going to let you go, but TLC dropped a question. I don't want to ignore it. So, you think Josh Young is trade bait with Josh Smith, third base? He could be traded. I'll dive in real fast. Not a chance. He's cheap. He's a stud, and we just sent to the minors that it doesn't exactly expand his value. But I'll shut up and listen to Kane, and then we'll let him go.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much more to say than that. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Any word on his return? Or I know Sporzy threw on the side, and so did Gray. Before I let you go, I should ask you all three of those.
Yeah,
Josh Young, Sporzy, Gray.
Yeah, as far as the pitchers go, both of them are progressing. They're both looking good. It's been a long road for both of them. I mean, seeing it up close and seeing them both rehab, and they're finally getting to the point where it's like, all right, they're close. They're continuing to progress close. Josh Young, not sure exactly the time frame on that. Haven't been too tapped in there, but there's whatever they want to see, really the approach. So I think this expansion a little bit. So I think when that starts to go down, then he can get a good idea. But they want to be comfortable coming back up, and no doubt he's going to be ready to come back up when he does. So not too sure the exact time frame on that, obviously, since that's not an injury, but will be interesting to see. And they no doubt have some things they want him to accomplish. So I wouldn't
Real
expect
quick,
too long.
real quickly on Rowdy Tellez, do you think he is insurance for if we lose Berger and or Peterson doesn't get back, or do you think they're going to give him a shot and some ABs? And would that get into Jake Berger's AB account? I know I told you I'd let you go, so I won't keep you too much longer. But I'd love
I
your
think
thoughts on the Rowdy pickup.
I think he's obviously an option. He can play first. He can DH. A power bat, right? They need power.
Maybe
They
slug.
need slug.
Yeah.
So I think he could possibly factor in somewhere. We're going to see, obviously, like you said, with Jock. I think that, depends on, maybe who's going and who's not. If someone's, scuffling a little bit, maybe he gets an opportunity. It's another one of those, like, he is not going to get a huge opportunity, but he has to make the most of it. And that's so tough
Yeah.
for the guy. But I think that he definitely could factor in, or it could be a guy that maybe we don't see him. It's going to be interesting to see kind of what he does at Round Rock. But I think if he's tearing it up down there, and I saw he had the home run the other night, if he's tearing it up down there, I think a power bat like that, I think he definitely could get a shot for sure.
Yeah, I was intrigued by that pickup. I think my first thought was, it's Jock, for the left-handed power bat at DH. I thought, I hope that doesn't mean anything, because I just don't think they're going to give up on Berger. But what do I know? I know that Kane is a great guest and a great dude, and I really appreciate you spending a little time. I kept you a little long. Sorry about that, but I want to get those questions in. Anything you want to say to the people before we say goodnight?
Yeah, well, I appreciate you for having me. Love to come back on. Would love to come back on for a whole game soon, so we can.
You got it, buddy. We'll make it happen.
Yeah,
I think you're busy for the Astro series, and so am I. And then we got the break, right? We got the break after that. But I'll bug you after we watch. Jacob deGrom throw one inning of perfect baseball in the All-Star game. I guess that's all we get. Huh? Is that our only guy we get? I think it is.
Yeah, I have to agree there for sure.
Have a great weekend, buddy. I appreciate your time. I'll talk to you soon, and we'll get you on for the whole game here soon.
All right, thank you for having me.
Thank you. There he goes. That's Kane. He's a good guy. Give him some love. Check him out over on X. Just sent got a note from our next guest. Let me read it here. All right. Sent him the note, but he sent me a note before that I didn't read in time. Yeah, Kane's a good guy. Hope you guys give him some love. Follow him on X at Kane McCutcheon6. You can check on my timeline, and I posted a couple things today. He retweeted him, I retweeted him, so you can find him pretty easily if you go to my timeline. I am at Jeff Bates on X. Give him some love. We got another guest coming on here shortly. 9-0. Good guys. I attempted to never let him leave. We did very well there. I'm not going to say the game's over, but this game's over. We're going to tie 2-2 for this series, it appears. Can you imagine if we let this game get away? Should I even say it? 9-0. Has it ever happened? Need to give you guys some love. 153. You hear 141 on X. Just one lonely person over on Dope Dad 11 here on Texas Rangers Clubhouse. Hope you people on X and the Dole Whoop Dad person come on over to the Texas Clubhouse. Subscribe to the channel. We've added at least one tonight, and I appreciate that. And again, give Kane some love on X and read his stuff. Brian, I hope I said hello to you. Welcome in. I would hope in the future the RSN would start broadcasting the Rangers minor. Yeah, I think the other Brian asked it. Yeah, here we go. I do remember when the Braves were in the NL West. I do. I grew up a Dodger fan in LA. So yeah, they were somebody we had to deal with as a Dodger fan living in San Diego. I saw a lot of the Braves when they were in the AL West. Somebody asked about why don't they play minor league games. If you get the MLB.TV package, you get more minor league games than you can shake a stick at. It's out there. It's a good deal. Matter of fact, I think you get the whole season for like $49 an hour. I think I saw something like that. I think we answered all the questions. Young's not going anywhere. I love minor league games. It's funny you say that. My sister, who I've mentioned a few times on the broadcast the last couple nights, asked me about if I've been out to Frisco. I'm like, yeah, it's right down the road. It's fun. So I've not done the lazy river, but get me in. You know what? I'll take off my shirt and show off my former abs, now blubber, and get float around and have a good time. Been down to Round Rock to watch games there. I have not been to a game at Round Rock. Ground ball, play at the plate. Weird. Delayed. Okay, they're going to give up the out there. Ground ball to first base. Delayed throw to home. The runner goes to third. Obviously, the base runner goes to second. Forced out at the plate. Langford makes the Gets thrown out. I watched the replay here. Yeah, Langford just goes when he shouldn't have went. Yeah. He might have been. He might have needed to because was that Seager? Somebody run up on him. Whoever's behind him there, run up on him. Is that you, Austin? Do I see you back there? Give me one of these if you're ready. There he is. We're gonna have Austin on here shortly. Let me make sure I got it set for the right. Boom. Here we go. There he is. Let's start off with. Can you hear me, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. This is Austin. Right on Rangers with Austin. Guys, I don't know him personally yet, but I love his content. If you don't know him already, where you've been, right on. You know what I noticed, Austin? When I sent you the invite and you said yes, I went and looked at how long you've been doing it. Looks like we started our channels right about the same time, January of 2023, which was a surprise to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, a couple years ago, it was. Look, it's really been quite the progression over the past couple of years. I started out kind of trying to cover a little bit of everything, like all sports, and
Really?
I've been a Rangers fan for I would say almost 25, 26 years, and I just decided to kind of fully embrace it, and here we are.
I love it. I love it. Well, that was one of the questions I planned on asking you. Let me tell you a tiny bit about me. This is my second monetized YouTube channel. I love YouTube. I love content creation. I love baseball. Used to do a Disney family channel. I still have that channel, but got a little annoyed with Disney, frankly, and just wanted to move on from it. My kids are a little older, and so I did the Disney thing mostly because I wanted to, have fun with the kids. And now I got grandkids, which are going to probably start being into it. But I learned to love YouTube doing another channel. And my wife, my mom, everybody said, "Why aren't you doing a baseball channel?" And I said, "I don't know." And I finally, first day of late in 2022, probably the week after Christmas, but before New Year's, I decided they're right. Let's do it. And I think that you started right about that same time with this channel.
No, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, man, you're awesome. I thought
Thanks.
I was doing it big, going eighth, ninth inning, and then post game. You're doing the whole game, my guy. That is awesome.
It's easier when I have great guests like you because then I can just ask questions and watch the game. When they're getting beat, and it's just me, I'm like, oh man, am I gonna leave in the eighth? No, I would never do that. But anyway, yeah, guys, this is Right on Rangers. Austin, you know him from YouTube and from X. He does a lot of vertical video. Well, I'll shut up. Tell them about you. Tell them about why you're doing a Ranger channel and what you do and what they can expect. I'm sure most of that's arrogant. Most of the people who are here watching now live or on the replay probably know you, but for the ones that don't, tell them about you and where they can find you and what they can expect on your channel.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thank you. So, like Jeff said, about January 2023, started things up. Always kind of had the Rangers as a part of my channel, and then really leaned into it last year. Decided to go live after nearly every single game, and then I slowly progressed into going live in the eighth, the ninth inning, and I just started this honestly as a way to connect with other Rangers fans. I live out in Las Vegas, and obviously I've got a couple of guys here that like baseball, enjoy baseball, but not Rangers fans. So I've kind of found that this is the way to get my fix. I've got a lot of buddies back in the DFW area. That's where I grew up. I went to Arlington High School, and that's kind of how I became a Rangers fan to begin with, obviously. So it's just kind of a way for me to connect with Rangers fans. I love it. And I've really, like I said, leaned into covering the Rangers primarily on the channel. And so, yep.
I love that. And that's one of my friends, Halo's in the infield. I don't know if they're still here. They were in earlier. They do Angel content, and they live in Arlington. And and we become friends. Yeah. So I love the content creator world. I love YouTube the most. I love X a lot. And I like it outside of baseball content creators, but obviously my favorite are, baseball content creators. I mean, I was listening to as I was prepping for this show, actually, and eating my dinner, I was listening to a San Diego Padres live stream, kind of a podcast on YouTube. And I like local content creators. When I mean local, I mean, of one team more than I like the national stuff. I watch my fair share of, John Boy. I know what he's putting out there. We're all watching that stuff. But what I really like is, the California, Anaheim, LA Angels content creators, or let me ask you, will you stay a Rangers content creator fan / or will you migrate to the Las Vegas, don't call me Oakland A's. 2 years from now, right?
Yeah, no, no migration. Definitely not sticking with the Rangers, thick and thin, man. Rain or shine. So I'll definitely enjoy though, Jeff, going to maybe 7, 8 games a year, getting to see the Rangers in my own backyard here. I'm really excited about that.
Dude, we're just getting to know each other, but let's plan those road trips now. You could be the host, and I'll bring some Rangers fans from here to you, and you could show us around that unbelievable palace. Obviously, they haven't built it yet, but what
Right.
the drawings I've seen look like something that might be, I don't know, somewhere in the Middle East or something, like the richest of the rich people. Have you seen these? I'm sure you have living out there.
Oh
What are
yeah.
your
Oh
thoughts?
yeah. No, it's gonna be beautiful. I mean, it's gonna have that outdoor feel. You know, you can see the view of the strip really from anywhere in the ballpark. But of
That's
course, it's
crazy.
closed out. You got the AC, so you're not going to be out there in the 115 degree summer heat. So it's going to be the best of both worlds.
I love it. And so the A's don't exactly have a traveling group of fans that are going to migrate to Vegas with them. I just think, I guess the Vegas people may or may not come together and become fans of that team. But I will say this: they're going to sell those suites out. There are people with money going to that town every week and every weekend. I can see them not having a local fan base, but having a national fan base because of it. Not unlike what the Dodgers are doing in Asia. Maybe I'm getting too far down the road, and we're going to have to talk a little bit of Rangers here at some point. But I see good things happening to that Vegas franchise, and I certainly like some of the players that the A's currently have. That's going to be exciting here in a couple of years.
Yeah, I've said a number of times. I mean, you know, clearly they're not having a great year this year, but they really are, I think, pretty talented in terms of the young
Offensively,
players
they
they
sure
have.
are.
And
Yeah, they don't
yeah, I
have pitching
mean,
yet, but whew.
yeah, no, that and hope maybe that'll come along. I mean, hopefully not too much. Obviously, we don't want any of
Yeah,
that coming at the
right.
expense of the Rangers, but yeah, I think they're going to have a decent squad in the coming years. I really do.
Yeah, I do too. Moncada baits it off of Corbin. We are 2 outs, bottom of fourth. Sorry about that as I cough in everybody's face. 9-0. Good guys. Austin from right on Rangers from Vegas to you. Isn't that neat? That's one of the things about YouTube that I love. I mean, I just think that I guess it's probably to your advantage time wise, right? Are you 2 out? Are you Mountain Time or are you Pacific Time in Vegas?
No, Pacific time. I mean, I tell everybody
Okay.
it's the best time zone in the country to be a sports fan. You just get
Yeah.
you don't ever have too late of a ball game. I mean, during football season, the last game starts at 7:30, ends at 10:30. You know, on the East Coast, you're watching till 1:30 in the morning if you want to stay up that late. So, no, it's a nice place to be a sports fan. That's for sure.
Yeah, Austin, I'll hear here on that. I grew up in San Diego, born in LA, grew up in San Diego, moved out here in 2011. And the thing I love Texas. I love it. Well, there's two things I don't love about it. One, it's too freaking hot here in the summer. What the heck? But two, it's that. I don't, especially the NFL too, but like tonight, anytime the Rangers are on the West Coast,
Mhm.
it kind of sucks. I mean,
Right.
I'm a little older. I got to wake up early to go to work. Not always, but the days all week I've been getting up kind of early, and yeah, I'm glad they'll be back in Houston tomorrow so I can get to bed. And it's not even that. I'm not going to bed right when I'm done. And let's be real, like you go live. Let's go back to you. You go live for the last couple of innings, and then you do a post game show, which is weird because I was thinking about the beginning of the year I was going to do a post game show. Instead, I went live. I'm glad we didn't do that because we'd bump into each other. But talk about
Right.
that in your format. Why do you go that way? And tell them what they can expect, like we did a little bit. But why post game? I mean, there's a lot of advantage to it that I see.
Yeah, no, I just enjoy first of all being able to watch the game a little bit myself. I mean, just being real too with family. I've got a couple of small kids as well. It just gives me a little bit of time with the fam before going out and really locking in, doing the analysis. Obviously, engaging with anybody that comes along and watches the show. So I like doing it that way. You get some really special moments. I've called walk-offs in both directions. You know, I like to
Yeah.
do a little kind of like you do, play-by-play, a little color commentary, and then post-game. I feel like I've seen a lot of people after the game wanting a place to get their emotions
Sure.
out one way or the other, whether it's
Vent.
venting after a tough
A lot of
loss
venting this year.
a
A
lot
lot
of
of
venting
venting.
this year, 100%. A lot of venting this year.
Yeah.
So, no, it's worked for me. And then, I also, as just a part of the content I put out, I like to do the shorts and the reels, a minute and a half videos for anybody that's not really able to catch the long form or maybe doesn't have the attention span. So I try and do maybe about 4 or 5 shorts or 4 or 5 reels per week along with the live shows. So that's kind of the rhythm.
Love it. Love it. Do you capture your live stream and repurpose that as shorts, or are you doing original content in your shorts? I don't honestly know the answer. I'm interested.
No, so what I used to do, Jeff, is I would repurpose the long form, and then I just found that it wasn't hitting how I wanted it to, and so what I decided to do, really from the get go this season, is I usually script it out. Like I'm a writer, I like to write, so I write it out the script and try and come up with something that I think is going to catch people's attention, but obviously it's true to me and captures maybe some of the things that I said during the show as well. So that's been the format that I've found has worked the best. And I
Yeah.
feel like I've
Well, I like
seen
it.
some success with it this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I that makes a lot of sense. I can tell you're right. I wouldn't have known that, but you saying that out loud, and I'm like in my head, I'm like, yep, I can see that because I like your content. I mean, I wouldn't have you on if I didn't like it. Austin, right on Rangers. Let's go in the Wayback Machine. Corbin strike 3. We're sailing through. We're going to be through 4. They're going to the top of 5, 9-0. Good guys.
Yep.
Austin, how long you been a Ranger fan? I think you said 20, 25 years. Favorite Ranger ever? Favorite first memories? Give me some Rangers or whoever Major League Baseball history from Austin's perspective. Who are your favorites?
100%. So yeah, right around I would say late 90s is when I became a fan. I was actually born in St. Louis. Dad took a job to Arlington, and I kind of had the Cardinals a little bit on my mind when I came.
I have Cardinals fans in my family, not me, but in my family.
That's funny. Which, I mean, it's kind of crazy how it worked out. The Rangers and the Cardinals, 2011. We won't talk about that too much.
David Freese. Oh my gosh.
I know, right? But honestly, when I started making friends, I was late elementary school at the time. I'm in my late 30s now. So it was just hard not to be a fan because you had all my buddies asking me to go to games, wanting to watch the Rangers games. And so I just fully embraced it. So I got, a little bit of the Juan Gone and the Pudge Rodriguez days. Those are probably 2 of my favorite Rangers. Favorite Ranger of all time, I've said pretty true is Josh Hamilton. Hambone and just his story. I know he's had some ups and downs personally after baseball, but
why has there not been a movie about this guy? Right?
No, honestly, I mean, I still get chills thinking about the 2008 home run derby, Yankee Stadium, and like I said, just his comeback. From everything that he went through. Drugs and substances and stuff like that. His time
multiple times.
Yeah, multiple times exactly. So.
And I love that answer there. And maybe the reason I was joking about why hasn't there been a movie, maybe the answer is his life hasn't played out yet. I mean, I hope it ends positively, right? I'll just be real. I pray for the guy. I'm a big Josh Hamilton fan, and he has some demons, some horrible stuff that's happened to him, some horrible stuff that he's done. And then on the field, I mean, it's not as important, but this is a baseball show. Some of the most unbelievable, like 4 or 5 things that no one else. That home run derby that you mentioned, It's like it's fake. If I watch that movie, I'd like I don't like the movie because I find it too fake. That would be too fake, and it's real. The horrible story about the gentleman who fell and perished. That's an unbelievable story. And I could give you 10, and I'm sure if you're a fan of him, you know them all. And he goes from a Christian bookstore signing to months later, he's in the front page of the paper for the wrong reason. What an interesting, life, let alone ball player.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I just like those redemption stories. Nobody's perfect. Everybody has their past, and just the perseverance to continue to work through those issues. Like you said, probably still ongoing. We've all got our issues, but what Hambone I think did for the franchise helping obviously spark some of the World Series runs, and just some of the individual things he accomplished, like you were alluding to. Just in my mind, that was like my favorite Ranger to watch for sure.
Yeah, that's a great one. I don't know who my favorite would be, but he is certainly on the list, and I love that you put him up there. I think that he's not getting enough love, and we probably just went over the reason why. But I look forward to him as he ages, coming back, hopefully to the Rangers and letting the fans love on him a little bit, because he certainly deserves it, and he probably needs it. Let's talk about now. Go ahead.
I always say, sorry about that. I always say,
no.
With Hamilton, and I could go on and on about him, but that Game 6 extra inning home run that he hit, I always tell people, had we closed that out, that would be the most legendary moment in Rangers history. That home run to put the Rangers up 2 going into the bottom of the 10th inning or whatever it was. And
a top 10 or 20 of all time. Not even just Rangers.
Right? You don't even really remember it. I mean, look, the diehards do, but a lot of the general casual don't even remember that moment because of what happened afterwards. I mean, he was just really robbed of, like you said, probably a top 10, top 20 moment of all time there.
Of all time, yeah, absolutely. And that year he had it's MLB The Show numbers. It was fake. It was, I mean, this guy, like, if you made the perfect baseball hitting body, it might be him. Like, that guy, I still am in awe of what I saw. And that Derby game or the night, that was just unbelievable. Let's move to the from the Wayback Machine to the now. I do not think the Rangers are out of it. I deeply believe that this is the best roster in the AL West. Yeah, I know. I get ripped on. Oh shoot, Rangers Twitter hates me because I tell them what I think, and I don't have that I need everyone to like me disease. And maybe I should. I probably need a little more of that in my life, but whatever. I still look at 9-0, 8 runs yesterday, 13 runs 2 days ago. The best pitching in the history of the franchise and one of the best in the league this year. I don't have a closer on my team. But outside of that, I look at this roster, I'm like, how do they not win the West? Well, the answer is you're not even a 500 team for whatever reason. I still believe. I don't believe I'm a homer. And anyone who's only known me for a little bit can call me a homer. But anybody who's known me for a long time knows that I'm not a homer. I mean, I'm not. This is the best team in the AL West roster-wise. I think the peripherals pretty much show that I'm not crazy. I think that the recency of the offense certainly shows that we have a chance. And the pitching is going to take a step back. It's going to come back to the pack a little bit, but it's still going to be a top 10 in the league. I don't know how we don't have a run of consequence here. Tell me I'm crazy. And you can. I won't be mad at you. I saw that you had I really liked the content 2 or 3 days ago where you said, we're going to go how Evan goes and why it goes, and I'll let you talk about it. But I'll shut up and listen to your thoughts. What do you think about the rest of this year?
No, I'm absolutely with you, Jeff. I think that the Rangers have a very, very good roster. I mean, I said at the onset of the season the same thing you just did. You look at it on paper, it is the most talented roster. I mean, from a pitching perspective, from a lineup perspective. Clearly, the Astros are performing really well right now. They're a quality team.
Sure.
We're going to have our hands full this weekend. But I still say you look at their lineup up and down, you look at ours. And if you didn't know anything that was going on in this year, you take the Rangers lineup every single
100%.
time. I mean, look, like you said, some people might call me a homer for that comment, but I do think that is accurate. And I feel good about what the Rangers have done in this series. Clearly, you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's against the Angels. I know that they're hanging right around where the Rangers are, but
shots fired, Halos. Shots fired.
Yeah, look, the run differential for the Halos. I was talking with a couple of Angels fans actually on the live the other night, and they asked me just genuinely, do you think the Angels are a playoff team? And I just said, they play some close games, and when they win, it's usually pretty close. But some of the blowouts, I mean, I'm not trying to rub salt in the wound. I'm sorry, but it's just concerning if you're thinking about the Angels as a playoff team. I think it's tough. But going back to the Rangers, they just have too many bats in the lineup, Jeff. I think not to go on some kind of run at some point, and they need to, right? You got to string together some winning streaks here if you're going to have a chance to potentially do some maybe light buying in a few weeks at the deadline, or just make the playoffs in general, right? So
Yeah.
I'm with you. The pitching is way too good. You got DeGrom, Evo. I've said it all year. It's the best 1-2 punch in baseball. If you let the Rangers get to the playoffs, look out, right? Look out.
No one, I mean, I don't know who that 3 would be. Probably lighter. We'll see. Obviously, it would depend on what's going on then, but DeGrom, Big Game Nate, and number 3, who might be lighter. I'm not picking against that team. I'm not. Patrick, one of yours, I think. Patrick, welcome in. I'm glad you're here. It's a good thing they're getting all of our runs for the month out of the way in the first 10 days. Yeah, you might be right there. I mean, the Angels are helping out a little bit. I really like Soriano, his stuff, but I also like it when he's pitching against and he walks people. He reminded me a lot of Kumar Rocker, frankly. Let's talk about the right now. I'll use the segue that you put out there. Trade deadline. Are we buyers? Are we sellers? Well, I'll shut up. Are we buyers or are we sellers? What do you think? What do you think they'll do? What do you hope they'll do? Take that wherever you want.
I imagine that there's not going to be any real splashy move. I know a closer's obviously at the top of a lot of fans' lists, but I feel like they're going to go kind of non-household name, but a guy maybe that's performed well. And I don't have a long list of those names, but I just feel like it's probably not going to be big name, but looking for quality depth, somebody that's maybe been in those high leverage situations, 8th inning, maybe 9th inning, I don't know. But I would be really hesitant, Jeff, to go out and spend a lot of capital on a half-season rental. Even a guy with maybe a year and a half of control, I think you just got to be really careful, because if you give up someone of value in the farm system, and God forbid you don't make the playoffs, that could have some long-term impact to the organization. And I just want to see them be careful. If it's me, I'm probably light buy, maybe some light selling for some of the guys that are on expiring contracts. It just kind of depends on, honestly, where you're at that point in the season. Where's Tyler Mahle at? Is he, I know he's going to be throwing in a couple of weeks, I think I just saw today. But if he's not back at that point, you might be a little limited on getting rid of some of the arms that are, like I said, maybe going to be leaving at the end of this year. So we'll see. I'm very fascinated. I'm very curious, but I imagine we'll do some light buying and maybe try and see if we can do some selling as well of some of the expiring contracts.
Yeah, Mahle, Gray, Martin, those are the names preseason that everybody thought if we're out of it, we'd trade arms, right? On the offensive side, everybody's talking about Dolly. I can't go on X, formerly known as Twitter, without somebody asking me, why we're going to trade Dolly for whatever. There's been some really, I posted one. I just got like 9 of them today, and I posted one. I kind of felt bad after I did it. So I don't want the guy thinking I was blasting him. But A, I think Dolly should stay. B, I don't think we'd get anything for him. Am I crazy? If we sell, who are we selling? And I'll just ask you, if you're CY, you're picking up the phone and trying to add what, a closer, a slugger? What would it be for you? And then we'll move on to one other thing here.
Yeah, so with Adolis, I love Adolis, by the way, and I put out a couple of videos on the Adolis Garcia situation. Clearly, Ranger for life, Rangers legend, no matter what happens with him being traded, not being traded. Little concerned, at the end of his rookie deal, rookie contract, he'll be 34 years old. I don't know if the Rangers are going to pony up for any kind of multi-year deal. You would imagine Adolis is going to want 2 or 3 years. It's going to be his first chance at free agency and maybe the last. It just depends on the contract that he gets. But I would think he wants to go out, Jeff, and get a 2-3 year deal. Are the Rangers going to be willing to give that to him? And at what price? I don't know. And so I think you can definitely keep him this season if you feel confident that you're going to make a playoff push. If you're out of the playoffs completely, you probably want to deal him while he's got over a year of club control left. I do think this offseason is probably the appropriate time if you can get good value. I just don't want to see Adolis walk away in free agency after the 26th season and we get absolutely nothing for him. I think if I was trading him, I would think about maybe a Nate Lowe, Robert Garcia type deal as a comp. Can you get an arm that's, again, not household name, but a guy that can play at the major league level, maybe still developing a little bit, but someone that could help you not in a year or two, but now, because that's kind of the big concern for me.
Yeah.
Is you've got this really small window with DeGrom and Evo. They could probably have, I think, 2 or 3 more years at most of really true domination in Major League Baseball. You want to maximize that. So I wouldn't want them to trade Adolis Garcia for a couple of prospects that are in high A ball right now. I would want to see them actually go get somebody that can contribute at the Major League level.
Also, I couldn't agree more. I think that's such an intelligent way to say that. And I'll just say it like this. You've got big money in DeGrom, big money in Evaldi, and they're not spring chickens. Now is the time, whether you want it to be or not. Sorry, Rangers Twitter. Now is the time. Next year and the year after also. But that's it. This DeGrom Evaldi window isn't going to be here forever. It's now. And you're going to have a better chance at Fangraphs had as of yesterday 16% chance to make the playoffs. You are a fool, in my never so humble opinion, to not go all in at 16%. Taylor Ward goes deep, 2 runs on the board for the bad guys. I just think it would be malpractice to not. It's 16%. I get it. That's not 100%. That's not 50%. That's 1/6. But I said this earlier to Kane. I'll say it again. As of yesterday, the Astros, and I know the World Series is different than the playoffs, but the World Series, to win the World Series odds for Houston is 8%. And the fans there rightfully are excited about their opportunity. 8% chance sounds about right to me. Well, we've got a 16% chance to get in the playoffs. I'd rather be in their spot. I'm not saying it's the same, but I am saying it's dumbassery to think that you shouldn't be going for it at 16%. The way MLB has it set up with 3 wild cards, there's only going to be 5 or 6, maybe 8 teams until the very, very end, at least, that are going to be sellers. And who are they? They're the Rockies. They don't have anybody. The White Sox, boy, who else? There's not many more. I mean, there are some more, but Miami's on a 12-game in a row road trip win streak. Who is a seller outside of that? Cleveland says they are. I wouldn't be a seller if I were them, but maybe because it's Detroit. Another bomb here. Did Odell go deep too? No, F7. There we go. 9-2, good guys, inning ends. We've got Austin from Right On Rangers here, and I'm trying to talk all of Rangers Twitter into believing that we got a chance this year. And I don't think 16% is a lot, but I don't think 16% is so low that we should punt. Tell me I'm crazy. You won't make me mad, and then I'll ask you one other thing.
No, not at all. I mean, you just look at the numbers. I mean, I'm not a math major, but you've got high 60s in terms of games left. You're 3.5 back as of tonight. You win tonight, you probably maybe move up a half game, a full game. I don't know what the other teams ahead of us have done, but no, I think you could theoretically be tied for a playoff spot at the end of the weekend if the Rangers do well down in Houston. So I don't understand you after every game. I know you've got the overreactions, the people saying sell. I've kind of told people on my show, like I'm not expecting the team to go 70-0 down the stretch. They're going to lose a game here and there. So come on now, like you've got to go with the ebbs and the flows of the game a little bit. You just got to focus on the series. You got to get series wins, and you just have to let the chips fall where they do at the end of it. But I don't think giving up when you're this close is smart, especially like we've been talking about. You got Evo, you got DeGrom, you've got other guys like Seager and Simeon that aren't getting any younger, and you want to take advantage of the window right now.
I think I mentioned earlier, I think Patrick might be coming over from your channel, and I will say, Patrick, please don't go anywhere. You are funny. I like what I'm seeing there.
He's hilarious.
Jackson, he is clearly.
One of my best friends, like Jeff, one of my best friends, by the way.
Well, you picked awesome. Well. My friends aren't as funny as your friends. Jackson is an Astro plant, and I can't be convinced otherwise. I've heard he's such a nice guy. I don't want to rip a nice guy, but he should. I would like to see him throw less innings for us. How about that? There's a couple of good things in here. Let's get to these. TLC, my good buddy, member of the channel. Thanks for being here, buddy. Says sellers. Pirates, yes. Atlanta, no. Reds, no. So the Braves aren't sellers because who the heck are they going to sell? They have people under contract for a long time. It's not happening. They're not. Who would they sell? Osuna with a bad hip? Like, I'm 55 and my hips are better than his. Like, what are we talking about? I don't see that at all. Sale's not going anywhere. Red sellers, I still tell you, I don't think the Cubs win the Central. I think the Brewers or the Reds come and get them. Write it down. Somebody clip this. I'm okay with being wrong, but I picked the Reds originally. I'll tell you what, Milwaukee looks hard to beat. Woodruff, are you kidding me? Hey, I'm going to take a couple years off and then just be filthy again. What the heck? As you look around the league, let's get off the Rangers for a little bit. What do you see around the league? Who do you like? Who's been surprised? What do you think is going to happen for the next couple months? Heim flies out F8.
Man, it's definitely a little bit, it feels like a little bit more interesting in the NL than the AL in terms of the tightness of the races. I think that NL Central is going to be very curious, Jeff. I don't know. The Cubbies, they look formidable. I think Milwaukee.
Do they?
Yeah. Look, I think I might be a little bit biased. I love Kyle Tucker. I just think, first of all, I think the Rangers should try and figure out a way to make a run for him in the offseason. But I just like some of the players that they have, and I feel like they are definitely having as good of a shot as anybody. With that being said, baseball is a crazy game. It's like you look at who's doing well in the regular season, and just go back 2 years with Texas, right? Nobody had Texas winning it all. So I don't think you're crazy at all for thinking that something might happen with the Cubs in the NL Central.
Get in the dance, baby.
Being overtaken, but
get in. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say easily. I wouldn't say easily because they're so out in front. But I mean, the Tigers. Will the Tigers win the Central this year? Let's ask last year's Tigers. I mean, it was basically they sold at the deadline. They traded Flaherty away to the Dodgers. By the way, the Dodgers said thank you for that, and then the Tigers got him again. The Tigers sold and made the playoffs. I would say to you that was, I'll say it, dumbassery. Second time I've said that word today. Why would you? I'm sure they wish they would have held on to Flaherty once they made the playoffs. I mean, and that's, to me, that's way worse than not getting some value for Chris Martin or Luke Jackson or Jacob Webb or, come on, Sean Armstrong. I mean, I'm not saying you couldn't get pieces. And I think the piece that we could get the most for right now is Chris Martin. But I don't think it's a top 30. I think I said this to you already, or maybe it was to Kane. I don't see us having pieces that are going to be worthy of the return that we'd get. Let me ask you, if you had to pick right now, well, go ahead. Respond to that, and then
I do think there would be some teams interested in Adolis for sure. Granted, you got to see where you're at with your own squad. I do think Doley would get quite a bit of interest. I know a number of NL teams that could use a corner outfielder. I think you're probably right on Martin. I want to, because I love this guy, I want to say there'd be some teams interested in Hobie, but just the velocity being what it is, I'm sure there's some franchises out there that probably think it's a little bit of fool's gold. That being said, I love everything Hobie's done for our bullpen over the course of the first half of the season, man.
And we've got a good number on him. We got a good number on him for next year, too, so that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. We got pieces that people will want, all those names that you mentioned and a few more. But I don't think we have pieces that would get us a top 30 prospect.
There you go. I see what you're saying.
And I don't think we have anybody that's going to a major leaguer for a major leaguer trade for any of those guys. I really don't. I mean, I saw somebody, again, I don't want to blow anybody up, but they thought we'd get for Doley, we'd get oh my gosh, it was their catching prospect Basilo and I don't even remember who the other guy was, and I said that we wouldn't get individually either one of them for Doley, and I love Doley. I think that people are mad at people on the Rangers and they want them gone, and they think that Babe Ruth and Ty Cobb are coming back in the trade. I mentioned Babe Ruth and Ty Cobb because I want to ask you, best player ever, all-time favorite. We talked about Hamilton, but outside of the Rangers world, who's your favorite players that have not worn the Texas name across the chest?
You know what? I'll start with a pitcher that I've always loved and admired, and that's Randy Johnson. Randy was probably one of my favorite guys to watch throw. I remember actually watching him live when I was a really, really small kid at Busch Stadium, at the old Busch, when he was with the Diamondbacks. And nice. Just remember just being so wowed by his ability, man, just how intimidating he was on the mound. I remember we were sitting like on the first base side, and then just coming with that nasty slider off speed. I would say he's probably one that sticks out to me for sure.
That's a great one. I love him.
Yeah, yeah. And then let me stick with another Mariners player, Ken Griffey Jr. He was a guy I idolized growing up. I played center field when I played in high school, and I played really, really small college ball. Nice. Nothing special, but Ken Griffey Jr. was probably one that I idolized for sure growing up. Jim Edmonds was probably another one. I don't know if you can remember that. Fantastic. Oh, yeah. This is Angels fans who are hanging out. You hopefully remember the Jim Edmonds over-the-shoulder catch going back dead center field. He was another guy that I loved. And again, these are just favorites. I mean, greatest of all time. That's a tough one. That's a really, really tough one. But
he's currently on the Dodgers. I'm sorry. I know people don't want to say it, but he's playing today for LA.
I could
for my whole life
see that being true at the
for end. For my whole life, I used to argue Babe Ruth, and it's just an obvious he was the greatest player compared to the next best in his era. It was clear and obvious, but we've never, ever had a guy who was a top 10 pitcher. Oh, and by the way, the MVP, even if he doesn't pitch, it's we don't even appreciate him. And by the way, a super great guy, and we all want to hate him because he got screwed by his interpreter. I sometimes I hate idiot fans. I mean, I don't think everyone's an idiot. I don't think everyone's an idiot fan, but there are some idiot fans out there. And if you're anti-Shohei Ohtani, I'll say it. Screw you. He's a good guy, and we're blessed to be able to see him play every day. I love the guy, and I wish he played here.
Yeah, no kidding. I was hopeful that they were going to sign him, and I mean, I've said
I thought there was a little chance.
I know. It did sound like we were at least in the running, but I've said it about the Dodgers multiple times this year. In the past, I felt like they were a little bit more hateable, but with the Dodgers this year, you look at Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani, Kershaw. It's just like all these nice guys. I just can't root against, man.
Thank you for saying that, Austin.
Genuinely, I mean, look, I get it. They're the West Coast version of the evil empire. They spend all the money, but they do have just a bunch of good dudes on the team. So I find it hard to actively hate or cheer against them. But I mean, look, I'm not crying in my beer if they lose. Let me put it to you that way.
Look, I don't want to get political, but it's class warfare. It's Bernie Sanders versus Trump. I'm not trying to take sides. If you listen to me, you can tell what side I'm on. I'm not asking you, Austin. You don't have to go there. You don't. I'm not asking that at all. But that's what it is. That people hate the big bad wolf. They hate the big rich guy. They hate Darth Vader. Darth Vader's awesome, by the way. Get over it. I like what Patrick said. Send Dolly and Higgy or Heim and a prospect for Goodman in Colorado. Ha!
There you go.
I love that Colorado every year gets a catcher in the All-Star game. Goodman definitely will be the All-Star game MVP because why not? Diaz, who wasn't even that good, got it a couple years ago. Now, Goodman is good, though. I mean, Goodman's a good ball player. I think that we got Malcolm Moore and we got Higgy for another year next year. Moore's not going to be ready, but I don't see us going after a trade for a catcher. I do want to ask you about the draft. We're going to lose you here in a minute. We're running out of time. I know you got to get ready for your show, and we'll promote that here in a minute. Are you into the draft? Do you have any thoughts on the draft? I think we picked 12th, we being the Rangers. Any insight, any thought, are you a draft Nick?
Well, you know what? I try my best to keep up with it, but I can't say that it's the thing that I lock on the most right around this time. But that being said, I know that we were linked to several middle infielders. Is that what you're hearing too?
The draft is full of high school infielders that can hit. Shortstop specifically. There's a third baseman kid, Fine, that I like. I think there's that catcher. Was he at Auburn? Catcher. He's a hitter. I would love for them to get him. But yeah, I think the odds of us at the 12th spot taking an infielder that's a high schooler are highly likely just because there's so many of them. The Willits kid I'd love to see. Well, we'll talk about it on another show probably. Well, maybe we won't. I don't know. The draft's coming up. I might not have time. But actually, Gavin Fine, third baseman from Temecula, his high school coach, I played ball with his big brother. Haven't talked to Eric in years, but Eric was his high school coach. So I've been watching him for a while. Didn't have a great senior year, but he's going to go right between about 12 and 15, 12 and 20. So I wouldn't mind seeing him. He's a third baseman, but he's a bat. Let's be real. He did real well with the Wooden Bat League between his junior and senior year. Senior year didn't have a great year, but a lot of the studs don't because why would you pitch to them? A couple kids from Corona. I think they've got 4 kids in the top 150. I think the best prospect in all the land is a high school pitcher from Corona, Seth Hernandez. You don't take high school pitchers that high, but this kid's going to be well, he's going to go that high for sure. I don't know where he's going to go, but I don't think he gets to us. Billy Carlson, though, the kid from Corona, he'll probably also not get to us, but I'd love to have him. Yes is the answer to that. I would like a college arm because college arms seem to get here quickly. I would like a college bat because college bats can get here quickly. But I think it's likely that we'll be taking a shortstop or a third baseman who can hit that's from the high schools. But whatever. There's a couple pitchers.
Look at Langford, right? The high school, the college bat you're talking about. Look at Langford. I mean, that definitely would play. And isn't one of the Holiday brothers going pretty high too? Is it Ethan?
Yeah, Ethan. So he was for for a long time thought to be the number one pick. He's not going to fall to us. I've seen him as low as 4. I was looking at some draft stuff. I guess it was yesterday. High as 1, as low as 4. I don't know why Anaheim would let him go. I think Anaheim will probably go for a pitcher, though, so that might be the answer I just gave you. I really like the Jamie Arnold kid. I think is his name from Florida, too. I think the first pick might be that lefty Anderson from LSU, and I don't agree with that. That wouldn't be where I'd go. But what the heck do I know? It's a crapshoot. I mean, it's not the NFL. It's not the NBA. It's MLB, but I do love the draft. It's a lot of fun. I got to go to the draft last year, and I got to sit on the floor and shoot. I was on the broadcast a bunch, and it was one of my favorite. I love the draft, so I was in heaven. Yeah, I got to high five Christian Moore as he went by, and a bunch of them. It was a lot of fun. Back to you. This is Austin, right on Rangers. I asked you in the beginning. I'm going to lose you here in a minute. 1 out, first and second, double play. I could lose you, and I know you got to go prep for your show. Tell them about what you've got coming up for them tonight on your channel. And again, like you already did, tell them about you and your channel and where they can find you. Give yourself a commercial before I say goodnight.
Absolutely. So yeah, after the game today, probably 8th or 9th inning, even we'll go live. Obviously, we'll talk about the game today, highlight some of the big performances. Patrick Corbin, Mr. Reliable, man. I know Patrick Corbin gets almost, I say, instant hate every time he gives up a run. I feel like whenever that
disrespect
guy gives up an
is the word I'll use. Disrespect.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, here we go. I don't know why they keep thinking Patrick Corbin is a 5th starter. It's like, yeah, it's because the dude just goes out and throws like 5 innings, 3 earned runs literally every single time. And
here's my answer. He's not a 5th starter. He's a 4th starter. Kumar's a AAA pitcher. Sorry, world. No, I'm not. Sorry, not sorry. Latz deserves a spot in the rotation.
Yep.
Right after Corbin, in my opinion.
Yep. Look, they get outs. That's what I care about. I know the advanced stats. Patrick Corbin gets hit a little bit hard. The dude gets outs, and that's I think the most important thing for a 5th starter. It's incredible. Didn't get a full spring training, right? Last minute signing. I think what he's done for the organization is incredible. And like you said, I wish he got a little bit more respect. But we'll also in the show preview the Houston series, the Silver Boot, leading up to the All-Star break. We'll try and break down some of the performances. Looks like we're going to have Leiter, DeGrom, and then Evo closing things out. And I said on the show last night, with DeGrom, with Evo going Saturday, Sunday, I don't think it's crazy to say the Rangers might be able to get that series. I think clearly Houston has a lot of momentum, a little bit of mojo right now, and most people are thinking of Houston as a better team. But when you've got DeGrom and Evo throwing on the mound for you, I like our chances.
I'll tell you, really well said. I agree with everything you said there. Evaldi and DeGrom and Leiter for us. Brown, Valdez, and I honestly don't know who the other guy is. I know I've tweeted it out earlier. I'm just not remembering. But 2 out of those 3 pitching matchups are elite pitching matchups. And the other one, I just don't remember who they're pitching, to be honest. But Hunter Brown, worth the price of admission. I hate Framber Valdez. Oh, by the way, so do his teammates. Truth. But boy, is he good. Boy, is he good.
I did not know that. I did not know that last part. But, Jeff, doesn't it feel like I know Framber had a lot of strikeouts in his game against us earlier. It feels like we hit him decently, though, right? Maybe I'm wrong on that.
I'll tell you, when I watch that guy pitch, I get so frustrated. I don't dislike many players. You mentioned Kyle Tucker, not one of my favorites. Run to first base kid drives me crazy. But Valdez is definitely one of them that I just don't like. And part of it is he's so freaking good. But yes, we have got to him. But he's gotten to us too. Like I was really hoping the Astros would be out of it and they'd be flipping him at the deadline because he's a free agent. I can't wait for him to go somewhere that's not Houston. And he almost assuredly will, but what do I know? This is Austin, right on Rangers. He goes live. Well, I won't even be done. But and I don't even know how to do it. You know what I should figure out how to do is I can redirect people from mine to other people who are live. Should figure out how to do that. Maybe I'll do that for you. I don't know how to do it, so I shouldn't say anything because I don't know how to do it yet. But I'll check it out. Maybe I'll do that. But tonight, when our game is over, Austin will be live, right? I'm not telling a lie. You'll be live a little before the game ends, right?
No, absolutely. We'll take a little break here, and then probably 8th or 9th inning, maybe bottom of the 8th, top 9, we'll get going. And it's at Right On Rangers for literally every social media app you could think of, just at Right On Rangers. So really easy to find. Come hang out. We do a lot of comments. We talk to as many people who want to chime in as possible. We always have our lead-ins and a few big points that we go through, but love hearing from everybody. Like I said at the beginning, it started with the dream of just building a community of Rangers fans, talking ball, kind of like what you're doing, Jeff. And it's been a lot of fun being on the show. Would love to do it again sometime soon, man.
Open invite, buddy. I will talk to you. I know you got to go prep, so I won't bug you tonight. And frankly, I've got a couple of busy days coming, but sometime before they come back from the All-Star break, I'll reach back out, if not tonight. And, and I'll say thank you and get you back on anytime you want. Done. I probably won't pop in the live as much as I like to because I'm usually finishing up here and going to check on the kids and or the wife. But I watch your stuff. I watch your stuff a lot. I don't watch the live so much at night as much as I want to, but I'll try to pop in there and say hi in the chat now and then. Guys, if you haven't already, go subscribe to Right On Rangers. That's Austin. He's a good dude. He's covering the Rangers all the way from Vegas. Here's the most important question of the night. I should have asked you already. I know you got to go. Is it hotter in Vegas or in DFW? Because I freaking hate summer here.
I prefer the Vegas summers. You know, I mowed lawns for multiple years down in DFW during the
Did
summer
you really?
times. Yeah, I did, man. You bring the multiple changes of shirts and clothes, and it's miserable. So I'll take the Vegas heat. It's definitely not like that much better, but I'll take the dry heat over the 95% humidity.
Yeah, I almost went to Arizona State. I had some friends in Phoenix at that time, and you talked about high school football real fast, and I have told people, I mean, I played in San Diego. Like, I was by the beach. So we cried when it was hot, but it wasn't. I loved high school football. I had a nice career, blah, 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 blah. I loved it. When I moved out to Texas, I'm pretty sure my wimpy 15-year-old self would have never played football out here. It is too hot. I would have played, I don't know what. Was pickleball a thing? I don't know what I would have done. I wouldn't have. It's too hot. I wouldn't have played. I really don't think I would have. And, and of course I live here because I love it here, but I don't love the heat. And I also don't love July in Vegas. So maybe I should just move to Canada.
There you go.
Probably won't happen. That's Austin, Right On Rangers. He's a good guy. If you haven't subscribed to his channel yet, you better go do it right now. Let me know if you get some subscribers tonight. I'll reach out to you here soon. And I know you got to go. So anything you want to say before we say goodnight?
Hey, thank you again for having me. And look, I say this after every show. God bless. Go Rangers.
Love it. That's two of my favorite things to say, too. I love it. He's a good guy. Austin, Right On Rangers. There he goes. Thanks, buddy. I'll see you soon. Give him some love. Get over to his channel. Follow him on the social medias at Right On Rangers everywhere. I follow him on X and I follow him on YouTube. What a good guest, right? I said when I was about to bring him on or right after I brought him on, didn't know him much, just really like his content and invited him, and boy, was that the right call. Good guy, and we will have him back on if he comes on, if he's willing, and it sounds like he is. If you haven't subscribed already, what the heck? Come on back, but go over to his channel, subscribe, give him some love tonight. Tell him he came from the show and you met him here if you did, or and if you've come over here because of him, thank you guys so much. 184 people here live, 170 on X, 14 on the Texas Clubhouse YouTube channel, 9-3 good guys. What do we top of 7? We've still got one more guest to go. We'll talk about that in a middle. Let me get caught up in chat. Thanks for thank you, Patrick. Thanks for having Austin, and glad to have another Rangers content creator. I appreciate it. I hope you subscribe. Patrick, you cracking me up in chat, so I'm not just saying it. I hope you subscribe. I hope you become a regular. And Austin's a good guy. Glad you popped in. Joey, let's go. Amen to that. Patrick, I'm going backwards here. Corbs could be a top 3 starter on a lot of teams. Rangers are just more than blessed at starting pitchers. I wanted Kyle Gibson, and I was wrong. Patrick Corbin's been better. Gibson's been cut by 2 different teams. I've just always been a Kyle Gibson fan. He's a good guy. But I did like the Corbin pickup. And I liked it because 30 starts a year, 32 starts a year, 30 starts a year, 30 starts a year, 180 innings. I mean, I get it. He wasn't Nolan Ryan. He wasn't Pedro Martinez. He wasn't, Walter Johnson. But you know who else he wasn't? He wasn't Dallas Keuchel, who I like, by the way, and just got signed. He wasn't somebody with a big fat ERA like this guy. Well, okay, that's not true. He did have a big fat ERA, but his peripherals were pretty good. He was going to the mound every 5 days. He was not getting hurt. He was not crying. He was keeping them in the ball games. They weren't winning, and his ERA was blown because they couldn't play defense. Your shortstop, C.J. Abrams, you're not going to have a good ERA. So I was excited about the pickup again. I wanted Kyle Gibson, but I think he's been even better than I could have hoped, and I had high hopes. Brian saying hi. Again, Patrick said, yeah, Jace, level that. I think he goes after the Rangers pick at 12. I think he goes probably in the 15 to 25 range, but I wouldn't be sad either. Mavs ownership didn't care either. I don't think the Mavs ownership know what day it is. I think they let Nico do whatever. Thinking for us to buy, we need to get something for what we dump. We'll have to eat some salary. You can't say we're going to win a World Series with Garcia, Webb, Jackson. I don't think we'd get anything for him. Do you? It just makes no sense to me. Maybe Kurum. I hope so. I hope I didn't miss a lot of your messages. I think I got caught up there. Heat Index was 110 where I live a few weeks ago. Didn't bother me one bit. Cameron likes to say he can handle the heat. Cameron, I'm happy for you. I hate the heat. I hate it. I hate it. You know what I'm not? I'm not a gecko. I'm not a roadrunner. I'm not a rock. I'm not a cactus. I'm not a Joshua tree. I'm a person. Super stud 23. So is Ohtani, Trump, or Bernie? Well, he ain't Bernie. I'll tell you that right now. I don't think he's Trump, but I'm positive it ain't Bernie. That's a weird question. I like it. I'm not afraid of it. He ain't Bernie. Who is Bernie? Bernie is Bernie. Bernie, dumb. If I lost you now, I don't care. 182 people here. 4 of you Bernie fans, and you hate me now, and I don't care. 171 people on X, 10 on Texas Clubhouse, 1 on Dole of Dad, and we are through 6.5, going to the bottom of 7th. 9-3. Good guys, I'm going to drop a little note for you, and then I'm going to send an invite to our third guest. Talk a little Astros. I've dropped this already twice. I don't usually like to play the same thing over and over again, but with the All-Star game coming up, I want you guys to have a chance to do this. So 57 seconds of me yammering about this.
I've mentioned a few times that I had a blast last year at the All-Star game. I got to go to the All-Star game, the Futures game, the Home Run Derby, the red carpet event. It was amazing, and I just loved it so much. I want to share that excitement somehow with you, and I thought, well, how am I going to do that? I can't send you to Atlanta. I do have a contest link. It's not my contest, but I try to encourage you guys to enter that. But what can I do above and beyond that? Well, All-Star Game MVP and Home Run Derby Championship Challenge. Here you go. For every super chat I get, I will invite you to make a choice. You get to pick. You're going to pick the winner of the Home Run Derby, or you're going to pick the winner of the All-Star Game. And if you win, well, you'll win these. And these are just the first 2. I'm hoping to add more so the winner can pick Funko Pops, Corey Seager, Silver Slugger, Bobblehead, and more. Coming soon.
Carson, I don't think I said hi to you yet, buddy. Hey, Carson, hope you're having a great day. I saw you in chat, but I think it was when I was talking to right on Rangers, so I apologize if I didn't say hello back. Hello to you. Hope you're having a great day. Super Stud 23. That's just fun to say. I'm going to say it again. Super Stud 23. Is that for MJ? 23? Michael Jordan? Now I'm a bigger fan. Why? Oh, Bernie? Yeah, Bernie's an idiot. If you don't know he's an idiot, you do. Everybody knows he's an idiot. Some people are just pretending, and some people are in real life. And again, I love y'all. Don't care if we disagree, but Bernie's an idiot, and even Bernie knows that. Right? Did you see the interview with Rogan the other day? Can we do we have to keep pretending like these guys know what the heck they're talking about? Bernie does not. And yeah, I really want subscribers. I want people to come watch the show, but I will not play act. Bernie's a dumbass. I'm just hoping this team is playing meaningful games when I see that. Me too, buddy. Cameron, I hope so too. I'm excited for you to see that. Wish I had some money to get out there and follow them around someday, maybe. Someday. Someday. All right, 9-3 good guys. Mike Trout, one of the greatest players of all time. 0 for 3 today. 2 bombs yesterday, 9-3 good guys. I see Rip. Rip, give me one of these if you're ready to pop on. Guys, you know him if you've been on my show. Rip Griffin. He's from the Houston area. He's a fan of Texas baseball. I'm waiting for this pitch to go by, so I'm delaying. Misses. I don't even know what the count is. 2-1. Let's bring him on. Rip Griffin. How are you, buddy? How's your day going? What's new in Griffin land?
Doing well. Thanks for having me back on. It's been getting ready for the weekend because I'll be down and I'll be up in Houston to see the Astros and Rangers play on Saturday night. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Like I want to go down.
That reminds me. Did you sell the ticket that I was hoping to buy, but I can't? I couldn't. Did you move that ticket?
It's still there. It's on SeatGeek right now. So
I happen to know it's a really good seat. You should probably send Rip a message and say, hey, I want to go to that game if you live down there. Anyway, this is Rip Griffin. He's been on the show before. Good friend of mine. Texas baseball report. Let's do the Trout flies out. F9, I think that went to the right fielder. I'm not even sure. Let's give them 5 seconds. Who the heck is Rip if they're new here? We got a whole bunch of new people here tonight. Who's Rip? Says me to you.
I am the founder of the Texas Baseball Report. So it's to Astros, Rangers, Longhorns, Aggies, cover all sorts of baseball, local baseball, Texas Collegiate League, which I have not been to a Texas Collegiate League game this summer yet. So then also I'm a digital marketer. So you can follow me on X and Facebook, all the socials at Rip Griffin 3 is my social my username, and then at Texas Baseball Report or at Rip Griffin Digital Marketing as well. So all that fun stuff.
Love it. I love it. I was thinking about you and a couple of the guys that I've, I kind of consider regulars now. I bring you guys on now and then. I need to get like a little video montage or something. It's like for when you come on, little 20-second, I don't know what those are called. Whatever that would be.
Like a
anyway.
little intro, like the guys have their walk up music, have
yes.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
I've got like this stuff like,
hey, have you liked the stream yet? Like the stream. Like it.
But I don't have anything for you guys. I think I should do that. I mean, you come on enough. It's time to have a Rip teaser or whatever.
I like it. I like it very much.
Maybe now I've got the pressure on me. Now I got to do it. I shouldn't have said anything. Anyway, this is Rip Griffin. He's a good friend of mine. He follows the Astros. I think he's an Astros fan. I won't make him say it out loud on this Ranger channel, but he's got the Texas Baseball Report. I write for that now and then. I've been writing as much as I thought I would this year, but now and then you'll see my stuff down there. And he was my go-to College World Series correspondent, or whatever we want to call it. Do you follow the draft as much as you follow college baseball? What the heck was that?
I'm gonna try to tune into the draft. I just put together my top 10, which will actually release. I'll drop it tomorrow because I won't be able to drop it on Sunday on draft day because I'll be out of town. But I've got that scheduled to drop tomorrow. So it was kind of fun to kind of dive into some of the top 10 prospects that I think will go in the top 10. I threw in an Astros and Rangers pick as well, and then just for fun because I like him, I kind of threw in a Jay Slavielette teaser. So
I want to know. I mean, do you? Let me ask. Do you want it to be a teaser and make them go read it? Is it at Texas Baseball Report, or do you want to tell the people where you think Violet goes and who we take and who you guys take?
Well, see, what I did, I kind of did things a little bit different with Laviolette. I kind of put them in both scenarios with the Astros and Rangers, how he will kind of fit into. So how I think it was. I mean, it's just my opinion, but I mean, but yeah, like I said, the article will drop tomorrow. Okay. Yeah, it'll be there first thing in the morning. So if you head over to TexasBaseballReport.com, you'll see it there. So it'll be
I will do that for sure. I've got a busy day tomorrow, and when I have busy days, I have a whole lot of reading on my phone time. So
Nice.
I'll read that for sure. Yeah, that's at the Texas Baseball Report. Make sure you check that out. Got some questions. Let's get to it. So down in Houston, Astros fan, follows the Rangers, loves college baseball. All-time stuff we haven't talked about too much. Super Stud asks, is Nolan Ryan the greatest Ranger of all time? I have a strong opinion, but I'll ask you. He's might be the best Met Astro Ranger combo of all time, but what say you? Is he the best Ranger, and where do you put him in the Astros, and I'll shut up and listen.
Well, I think with Nolan Ryan, I mean, he's up there. I mean, if there's like a 1A and a 1B to put him into that scenario, either Astros or Rangers, I mean, that's where you would slot him at. I know his time with the California Angels, I know it wasn't. I don't believe it was long like it was with the Mets. I mean, he did win that World Series. I mean, most probably don't even know he has a World Series ring. I think he got that 69. I think is when it was.
I think he got a save. Didn't he get a save in the 16?
Yeah.
I might have that wrong, but I think he did.
No, I think he came in and it was like his last season with the Mets or something, and then he goes and gets that World Series. So, but you know, he goes to the Astros and he spends that long career with the Astros, and you know, probably should. I mean, I think the Astros kind of did him wrong, honestly, because you know, they didn't want to give him the I think $1 million is what it was, what his contract would have been worth. And of course, the Rangers give it to him, and he goes and has that stellar career with the Rangers. So I think, to me, I would go Rangers 1, and then Astros 1B. So
yeah, I think Angels fans might have an argument. I think that he. I know when I'm older than you, I think, but when I mean, I know when I was a kid, he was on the strikeout leader card every dang year. I mean, that guy,
yeah,
he was an angel. He was an angel when I first fell in love with baseball. That went to the Astros, and then went to the Rangers. And I think no, Supasist. No, he's not the greatest Ranger of all time. He's not even the greatest Rangers pitcher of all time. Irod is probably the greatest Ranger of all time. But
yes, yeah,
it is interesting. I think that Nolan Ryan is probably a greater starting pitcher on the all-time list than he would be for either the Astros. Mike
right.
Scott, I would say, is the greatest pitcher. I don't know what you would say. And for the Rangers, I mean, I don't know who the greatest Ranger pitcher is, but Ryan was certainly amazing. But he was older. He had great years. Don't get me wrong. But I'll ask you that. Let's move into your Astros because we're going to talk about that in a minute. Who's the greatest Astros pitcher in your opinion? For me, I think Mike Scott comes to mind quickly, but there's some other big names. J.R. Richard was amazing. Who do you take?
Gosh, there's
Roy Oswalt. I forgot about Roy Oswalt.
Yeah, Roy Oswalt. I think honestly, I mean, Oswalt probably fits into. I mean, you've got Billy Wagner as well, who's going to the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who goes into as a reliever. You know, his save record was, you know, not Trevor Hoffman type save. No, I mean, but you know, up there in saves. But I mean, he dominated the mound. Billy Wagner did so. But I mean, Roy Oswalt is another guy that honestly I think would probably be one of the greatest Astros pitchers, aside from Nolan Ryan, obviously, but that I think would be top, at least number 1. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Bronco, a Mustang, a pony power. My buddy Brian says I would put Pudge as the greatest Texas Ranger player of all time. Yeah, I think so too. Nola's up there, so is Beltran. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about that, I mean, I guess Fox Sports, somebody put out their a bunch of teams, if not all their teams, their all-time lineups, and it's fun to do. You know, I had some disagreements with some of them. I might actually do a video on that tomorrow. I might not. Whatever, we'll talk about that. 9-3, good guys. Angels getting thumped. We're going to split this series. Did I see that the Astros are getting swept by Cleveland? Is that a thing?
Yeah, it happened. Yeah, that was a very interesting series because there was probably times that the Astros could have taken the lead and could have taken that series, but the bottom part of the lineup was not getting it like it normally does, which we saw earlier in the season. I mean, the bottom part of the lineup was actually doing very well. Christian Walker's kind of been up and down. Obviously, he was out this series because he was on paternity leave, but got some young guys in the lineup, which was we tend to see that towards, at least I tend to see it towards the All-Star break. We get a lot of young guys start coming up and they start filling in. So it was, I mean, pitching wise, probably, I mean, obviously we got great matchups this weekend. So I think if there's ever for the pitching to be set up was for this weekend. So, I mean, I put out a short little video. Getting swept by the Guardians, to me, it's okay, honestly.
Must be nice to have such a lead. This is my jealous face.
I mean, you go into Los Angeles and you sweep the Dodgers. I mean, that's a pretty good weekend right there. And then to come home and yeah, it's. I mean,
Yeah,
you have to give it to Cleveland though, because Cleveland had gone what they were 0 for 10 in their last 10 games,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they needed that. I mean, they
And
knew.
Houston, like you just said, just had swept LA.
Yeah,
I mean, that's come on, let's be real, Rip. It's one of the reasons why I love baseball. I used to say it's one of the reasons we all love baseball. I don't know if I think that anymore. I think
yeah.
I think me being on Twitter X has shown me that there are some mental midgets who like to
Oh yeah.
emote every evening. And if the Houston Astros sweep the Rangers, I'll probably have to take a break from X because I'll have 100 people mad at me about it for some reason. But I love that though about the game. I love ball. I want my teams to win. Of course I do. But I love that it's not the Kansas City Chiefs going to go 14-3 every year. I like that every team wins 54 and every
Yeah,
team loses 54, and it's what happens in those other 54 that matters. By the
exactly.
way, Marcus Simeon just got his 4th hit of the game. Dolly, Houston, we have a problem. Dolly's coming to town. Dolly goes deep. See a 2-run blast for the not to be traded Adolis Garcia. Hey, how about this deal? We send you Garcia in a trade and we get Mattress Mac. What do you think? Is that a good deal? I think
uh, I don't know. He's pretty. He's got pretty good ties to the city. I don't know
he does. He
if
does.
if Houston would want to give him up. I mean, that's
Yeah, I like you that so much that I won't tell you what I think about that guy, but it might rhyme with his a putz if I'm in a really nice, happy mood. I don't like him, but I've heard good things. They're all lies. He's a degenerate gambler, but that's all right. That's all right. I might gamble sometimes too. This is Rip. He's my friend. He is from, no, he's the, what is the right word? Creator of?
yeah.
Publisher of the Texas the Texas Baseball Report. Boy, I'm tired. Can you tell? My mouth is not going where my brain wants it to, or vice versa.
These
Texas Baseball Report.
these West Coast games are especially this is a strange game because
It is.
it's a West Coast game obviously first of all, but they have to travel to Texas after this game, so it's
Yeah.
I don't know. I saw something about the schedule. I was like 8:38's the first pitch on a West Coast game on a the third game of a series. That's gonna
Yeah.
be a rough flight back, but it's a long flight too.
Right.
So
Well, and talking about from my Rangers perspective, like you just said, 10 straight days on the road, 10 games in 10 days, and the last 3 are in Houston, the most important series of the season. It just is. It
yeah,
is. Like a lot of people are saying the Rangers are out of it. They're all wrong. I said this a couple times. I talked to Kane earlier. I talked to who did I just have? Right on Rangers. Boy, I couldn't think of his channel there. Um, and I want to say it to you because I find it interesting. I don't think going to the playoffs is the same as winning the World Series. I don't. And I don't think that projections all matter that much. But Fangraph's prediction percentage chance for the Astros to win the World Series is 8% as of yesterday. And I think that's about right. I think that they're a really good team. And I think that they're probably going to win the West. And they have an 8% chance to win the World Series according to Fangraphs. And I think if I was an Astros fan, as you are, I would be excited about that 8%. I think that's a good thing.
yeah.
That said, the same website will say that the Rangers have a 16% chance, double 8 for those of you who went to public school for math, 16% chance to go to the playoffs. Now, I'm not saying it's the same. It's not the same. But is 16% so low that they should be punting? They should be selling? I'll ask you directly. Should the Rangers be sellers with a 16% chance to go to the playoffs and seeing the pitching they've had all year and the offense get warm? Obviously, you know what I think. I think it would be asinine. What say you?
Yeah, it's interesting because it kind of puts the front office in kind of a do you want to go and show the fan base that you are committed and you want to go to win, or do you want to try to take a step back? And that's kind of it's tough because I don't wish to be on in the front office to make that decision. But if you feel like you have a legitimate shot with the pitching that you have, with um, the injuries that you have coming back. which I have not looked to see what the Rangers injury list is.
Well,
But
so we've got Jock Peterson coming back in August-ish. Spores is throwing now. He'll help the bullpen. John Gray threw yesterday. He's probably got 2 or 3 more rehab starts. Who am I forgetting? I think that might be everybody. Josh Young's down in the minors. He'll be back up. But those are the guys that we'll be adding over the next, 2 to 4 weeks.
yes, I mean, because John Gray makes his start on Saturday. Like you mentioned, Jock Peterson too. So I mean, the injury bug is really not as. I mean, Tyler Malley's out too. So you kind of have to look and see what the Rangers should do um, to bolster up the back end of the bullpen. I mean, getting Josh Young back in the lineup is going to be key. I really think that if he's back in
I
the
agree.
lineup, he's kind of going to be. He's a starter. He gets things going, and so I think getting him back in the lineup is going to be key for the Rangers. So I would say if I was Chris Young and the front office there, I would say let's go for it. 16%. Yeah, it's kind
It's
of
not zero, man. It's not
no, it's
zero. We're
not.
not.
No,
It's not. We're not the Rockies. We're not
no,
the Tigers. We're not the Dodgers, but we're not the Rockies. We're not the White Sox. I just don't understand it, and I don't think in this day and age of 3 wildcard teams, we're ever going to have a whole bunch of teams that are obviously sellers. I think
yeah,
it's a math issue. I just don't think it's a real thing. 6 teams make the playoffs in each league. 12 teams in the league make the playoffs. Top 12. It's top 12. You don't have to
right,
be the first place team. And by the way, in 2023, when the Rangers won it all, they were the last team to get in. They
yeah,
were basically done. They played the Diamondbacks, who nobody thought would get through LA. So I just don't think it makes any sense at all. Let's talk about this series. We got a 3. I mean, this one's not over. Well, it is. It's 11-3. The game's basically over. We're going to take 2 out of 4. You guys coming off a sweep at LA, like we've already said, and now getting swept by Cleveland. Um, Really good pitching matchups. We've already talked about that. You guys got Brown and Valdez, and I don't remember who the other third one is. We've got Leiter and Evaldi and DeGrom. Playoff type of pitching matchups, if you ask me. If this was a 3-game series in Houston, of course Houston would be favored, but it wouldn't be by 90%. What do you think is going to happen this weekend, in your opinion? I mean, give me your thoughts.
yeah. This is going to be a key series here. It kind of sets the tone going into the second half. After the break, I mean, McCullers on Friday, Framber Valdez on Saturday, and
Colors. There
then
you go.
Hunter Brown on Sunday. So um, this is going to be. I know. Let's see. So Leiter's going on Friday against McCullers, so that's going to be kind of. Uh, McCullers has kind of been up and down. Obviously, he's been hurt. He's been injured for the last. When he came off, obviously he started the season on the IL, and then went back on the IL again. So had a great. He actually pitched really good last weekend. I think he went like 6 innings. I mean, handful of strikeouts. So if he's kind of on point, then it's going to be Friday night. Might be an Astros victory. I mean, it all depends on how Jack Leiter does too.
Well, that curveball. I mean, if you
Yeah,
said it, if McCullers' curveball's on, he's hard to score on.
exactly.
And I did, not to jump too far ahead, but I did see Hader finally blew I don't know if it was a blown save or not, but he finally gave up. He finally got touched up. I mean, he's been
Yeah.
basically perfect this year until I think he gave up a grand slam yesterday or whatever it was. But your bullpen is better than ours, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. No, I mean, Hader's streak has been great, but I mean, at some point he's going to have to get hit around, and he did. That grand slam that Cleveland hit there in the extra innings last night. So it happens. That's baseball, right? That's baseball, like what we were saying. Um, yes, yeah, they did.
I will
I
not.
know.
I will not. I got you.
No, but I mean, Hader's streak had to come to an end sometime. That's baseball. Now it's a reset for him. And then you got Framber going on Saturday, which if his curveball, if his off speed's working, he's a ground ball pitcher, so he's gonna get a lot of ground ball outs. The only thing that concerns me about this series is the lineup offensively, with Jake Myers going down with that calf injury. They are calling out Bryce Matthews, their top
Yeah, I
prospect.
saw that. I know
So
you like him.
yes, I'm very high on him. I really thought he should have been called up earlier this season. They called up Kennedy Corona. They called up Shada Whitcomb. He seemed like he kind of got passed over, but now he's finally getting his opportunity, and hopefully we'll see him in this series at some point. So,
I think you will. They're not going to bring him up and not play him. I mean, that's too big of a prospect to have him just sit.
yeah, exactly. So, but we'll see. And of course, Hunter Brown's going on Sunday, so that's gonna be another. I think Saturday and Sunday are gonna be two great matchups. That could go
I
either
totally
way.
agree.
If it all depends on how the offensive lineups do. I mean, like we're seeing tonight with the Rangers, just manhandling the Angels, but it's gonna be one of those. Who's gonna strike first, and how bad and how hard?
Yeah, yeah. I will. And we talked about Mattress Mac and betting and all that. If I were a betting person and you told me pick one day in the baseball season in 2025 where we would see a no hitter, Rip, it'd be Saturday.
Saturday. Yep.
Valdez has thrown one and has a couple close ones. DeGrom almost threw one just the other day.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to say I'm calling a no hitter, but if you told me I had to pick the day, yeah, it's Saturday. I mean, that game is going to go fast. Don't get up and get nachos. Have them bring it to you because that game is not going to be 25-23.
No. I'm looking forward to this one. I had heard earlier in the week there's a possibility it could be Framer versus the DeGrom matchup. I was like, please be Saturday, and Saturday
Yeah.
will be there. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, you should be. That's a good one. I'll be watching from my office. The good thing I know the boss because that's what I'm going to be following closely. All-Star Game, Home Run Derby. Do you care? Are you excited about it? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I had the opportunity to go see it in 23 in Seattle, and it's a pretty electrifying event. Wish I would have got seats in left field. If you're going to a home run derby, just if you can get seats in left field wherever the power hitters are, I mean that's where balls are gonna go. But the home run derby is fun. It seems at first it's like, okay, oh, there's a home run, okay, and then you kind of see like the excitement, like when I was there in 23
awesome.
in Seattle, Adley Rushman goes and hits like 21 from the right side. Then he goes and belts another 7 from the left. It's like, okay, we did not expect that. Or Julio Rodriguez, the home guy, belts 41 in the first round. Like, whoa. So, but I like it. I like the home run derby. It's fun.
I was last year. I was there last year, and the Home Run Derby, Futures game was great. Home Run Derby was great. The best part even the red carpet was great. I mean, I might be in love with Livy Dunn. Sorry, Mr. Skeens. But my favorite part was the Home Run Derby of the Futures game. It was unbelievable. Roman Anthony put on a show I'll never forget. I had great seats for it. I was right. I mean, it was amazing. And I don't know. I think the Futures game, is it Saturday? I don't even know when it is. But if you're in Atlanta, you got a chance to go to it. That's the one, man. That's the one that I love the most. But the Home Run Derby is amazing. It was electric last year. I loved it. Bobby Witt just barely came up short. And I felt lucky to be there. Like, I was one of those I'm honored to be here moments. Now, I've never really loved the All-Star game. I went last year because I had tickets. And it was fun. But you know what was the most fun? And I'm not even like a, hey, look for the star kind of guy. But there were so many baseball legends there. I mean, Frank Thomas was right behind me. Derek freaking Jeter was in the suite next to him right behind me. I mean, and there's a whole bunch of other things. I mean, the batting practice for the game was 100x better than the actual game. So much fun. Newman, a third baseman for the Angels, in for the top of the ninth, second time in the series that he's come in relief. I wonder if we'll throw Zeke Duran. Well, and he got through the inning. The inning's already over. We're going to go to the bottom of the ninth. I wonder, do the Rangers give Zeke Duran a chance at the save? I know he won't really get a save here. But let's talk about this series. We're going to run out a game here. We're going to the bottom of the ninth. What's your prediction? I mean, you mentioned you thought McCullers probably has the advantage against Slider. I don't know that I subscribe to that, but I can see why you could consider that. Backing up Binge podcast, what's going on? We'll talk about the All-Star Game unis here in a minute. I'm excited about that too. And then obviously the great pitching matchup on Saturday. And then Sunday's a pretty dang good one too. I would say, I'll just answer my own question. I think that all three of these games are 50-50 toss-ups, maybe because it's in Houston, and Houston is, I don't think they're the better team, but they certainly have the better record. I think you've probably got to give them the advantage, though, a little bit. But I'm talking like 55-45 kind of thing for all three of the games. What say you? Where would you put it? I would say 2 out of 3 either way is. I think if the Astros sweep my Rangers Twitter will be so annoying I won't be able to go on it. And if it goes the other way, I can't even imagine. I don't know. Ranger fans are weird with that stuff. I don't know. But I would say 2 out of 3 is probably, obviously, mathematically the most likely result, and
Yeah.
probably what I think. But I'll shut up and listen to you. What say you?
No, I have to agree. I think 2 out of 3 is going to be where it's going to be. I really think, gosh, it's really hard. I mean, 51-49.
Yeah,
It could go either way, and
yeah.
um, that's
I
what
said
makes.
55-45, but I mean, I get your point. I just don't think, and the math of it, let's be real, does lend itself to you could get a sweep. Whoever wins that first
Yeah,
game, you could do it. But I think that I wouldn't be surprised with any of the 4 outcomes, sweep either way or 2-1 either way. I just wouldn't. And obviously, the Rangers need it way worse. I mean, you just said it. I don't know how much you were being serious or kidding. It sounded like you were being serious.
yeah,
It didn't bug you that you got swept by Cleveland because you've got what double-digit lead.
yeah. Yes, I mean, was it 6.5 lead up against Seattle, and then
Is it
um,
6.5? Okay. See, I
I
thought it was
think,
bigger than that.
yeah, I think, but I think the Rangers are, I think they're 11.5 is their.
Yeah, we're like, I think we're 3 behind Seattle. I wouldn't swear to that, but in the wild card, obviously Seattle and Boston have been the bottom wild card team for a couple of days now. I
It's
would love to be chasing Houston, but the truth is we've got to get to 500 and get in the wild card
right.
spot before we can even look up at you guys. But I mean, taking 2 out of 3 or sweeping you guys would go a long way to that, especially with the All-Star break. I mean, if we got swept by you guys and then we had to sit out for the All-Star break and everybody went home and licked their wounds and went fishing
Yeah.
or golfing or whatever, that could get long and ugly.
Oh yeah. I mean, right now, the Rangers are sitting 4 games back in the wild card, um, behind the Angels and Royals and Mariners. So, and then 10 games back in the AOS. So I mean, there's still plenty of time for the AL West to kind of heat up a little bit more. I think we're going to see that after the All Star break. It's going to be interesting to see what, obviously, the trade deadline. That's like the biggest key. What's going to happen, and you know, um, yeah, I think like we mentioned, I think the Rangers have an opportunity to still there's still plenty of time, still plenty of baseball left. August and September is where it's going to be at. I think
Yeah,
where this
totally agree.
where this race is going to be. So, um, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun second half.
It
That
is. It's going to be a fun
that's
summer and a fun early fall. I agree. Hey, Mason, how are you, buddy? Welcome in. So here's my Rangers fan take. My worried Rangers fan take. I worry and believe that the Rangers are going to stand pat. I don't think we're going to do much as a buyer, and I don't think we're going to do much as a seller. I do, however, unfortunately, think that Seattle is going to be maybe the most active buyer, and I think Houston might be too. I really fear that, frankly. I think your outfield isn't great, but if you went and got an outfielder, that changes things greatly, right?
oh yeah,
And Seattle the same. Like, if Christian Walker is starting to heat up. He's basically a bat that you're adding without even having to make a trade. If you add another bat, that might be insurmountable. And in Seattle, if they added a bat or two, they're talking about maybe even adding a pitcher, which I don't know if I subscribe to that. I get their pitching is not as good as it was last year, but still a pretty good staff. I think that my fear as a Texas Ranger fan, thinking that we still have a chance, is what I just said. Seattle adding and Houston adding and us not. What do you hear down there? Do you think Houston's going to be buyers? What do you hope they add? Do you agree with me they need an outfielder bat? What are your thoughts?
yes. They're going to have to do something. They're going to have to make some sort of buying, because uh, they need a left-handed bat. We don't know when Jordan Alvarez is going to come back with that hand
If,
issue.
right? Like, it might be this season, right? I haven't
It's
heard anything since
possible.
the.
I
Yeah.
mean, but the way with the Astros medical staff is, we don't know what's going on. I mean, they're not really forthright like other teams are, who are very transparent in what's going on as far as injuries. I mean, I think the Dodgers are probably the best at letting the media know what's going on. So, I really think they're going to need a left-handed bat, an outfielder. Do they go out and maybe get Cedric Mullins from Baltimore? That's one of the names I'm kind of hearing being thrown
See,
around
I've
as
heard
well.
that too, but Myers is having a real nice year for you. Yes, am I crazy?
Oh yeah, but with his calf injury kind of flaring up now, and we
Oh,
don't know
that's
what
true. That's
we
true.
don't know what that's going to deal. How that?
But let's continue though. Cam, he's not at third yet. Isaac Paredes he's an all-star. So I
Yeah.
get that Cam is a shortstop, but Cam's still out in right field for you guys, right? I'm not missing that, am I?
Yeah, no, he's still out there and he's playing great. I mean,
He is. I love that kid.
oh, he's taking everything that the Astros have asked him to do
Hmm.
and done it with such
Yeah,
with such grace.
he might be
And
a star, dude. I like him a lot.
yeah, I really think he I mean, slow development, which was expected, and they instead of sitting him down to make adjustments, whatnot, they let him keep progressing through the um, through on the big league level, and so he's definitely progressed and he's getting better. He's starting to see the ball more. He's starting to put more power and pop into it.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but obviously, I mean, left field is kind of a question mark too. I mean, you've got, I mean, we don't know when Chas McCormick's going to come back. Apparently, he really he's kind of struggling down there in Sugarland right now on his rehab assignment. So
See, that's where I see you guys adding. I don't have a name for you. I don't know who it might be, but if you guys are going to add a bat who could go play left field for you and get Altuve out of there, I don't even know what's going on now. Is the young kid, is he going to be at second? What's Dubon doing? Like, I honestly don't know what's going to happen now with when they've done that. Do you have any insight on that? I mean, where do you see in July and August, September, Altuve and is Pena coming back? Is Dubon at second? Where are they playing the kid? Like, does it make sense to bring in a left fielder? What am I not understanding there?
yes, I really think if the Astros want to kind of just stay pat with what they have, move Dubon to left. For some reason, they don't want to have Altuve play second. I don't know why. That's his primary position. I know he took that position moving to left field with, he was open to it. But I think Dubon kind of can cover a little bit more ground back there in left field.
Yeah.
Center
Let
field,
me dive in
obviously.
real fast. Dunning just came in and gave up a bomb. I don't even know who it was. Was it Neto? I think it was Zach
Neto.
Neto who just went deep there. 11-4 now. Game's basically in hand, but one out in the ninth. Dunning is in for Lats, and he got taken deep real fast. Sorry to interrupt there.
No,
Big
it's
part.
I saw that I saw the home run pop up on the screen there. And I was like, oh, okay, that was a shot there. But yeah, they need a left-handed bat. Who they go out and get? Um, that's the big question.
Yeah.
Cedric
I mean, you
Mullins.
mentioned Mullins. That makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense. He's the lefty. I mean, he's more of a center fielder, but whatever.
yeah. I
I
mean, I think he might be able to play a corner position
I'm
if they
sure.
asked him
I'm
to.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
For a chance to win a ring or get in the playoffs. I mean, absolutely. I think they're not going anywhere in Baltimore this year. That's for sure.
no.
And then your pen. I mean, Tampa Bay added a nice arm for the next couple, 2, 3 years, even. I think. See you, Brian. Appreciate you being here. Have a good night, buddy. Hader obviously still elite. I mean, he got tagged the other day, but what a season he's having, and he's not the only arm bat down there. Your pen. I'm jealous of your pen. It's been really good.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have stepped up. I mean, Bennett Sousa and B.J. King, Kyle Ort, these all guys have stepped up and kind of fulfilled and kind of embraced their roles. I mean, you've got Brian Abreu and you've got Josh Hader that can come in and come in those high leverage situations, the seventh, eighth, and ninth, pitch multiple innings as well. Obviously, I know Hader doesn't like to do that too much, but which we saw last night. He came in the ninth and then went in for the 10th and gave up grand slam. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
but the bullpen has been pretty stellar this year, which is
yeah.
usually it ebbs and flows, but this season has been fun to watch these guys, these young guys that
Yeah.
have kind of embraced their roles.
I've shared earlier and I've shared throughout the year. I really thought this would be the year that the Astros would fall, and I knew they had some guys coming. They were going to let go of Bregman. They were going to let go of Tucker. I thought they might let go of Valdez too, and they were going to have to retool. I don't like them. I don't like them at all. But you got to respect what they're doing. I mean, you got to really wonder why everybody else is not doing what they're doing. I mean, you got the kid who just came up. You got Cam Smith. Those are two really good young ball players. Hunter Brown's still a young guy. He's your ace, and
Yeah,
that's saying something when you have Framber Valdez. That's impressive. So, and even the catcher Diaz, he's still a young kid. Like you've got some skill there, and they keep replenishing. And obviously, the draft's coming up. We'll see what they do. But they seem to know what they're doing in the draft, and I fear that very much. The ball game is over. The Rangers have taken down the Angels. They split the series 2-2. And we've got Rip Griffin here. We've got the Astros in our sights. The guys are going to get on the plane, fly to Texas. Home, no. Houston, yes, for 3 games, a weekend series. And then we got the All-Star break. I'll end with this, Rip, and then we'll ask you to do a little promo for you again before we say goodnight. What do you expect to see? We talked about the deadline. What do you expect to see in the AL West and in the AL? I mean, I'll just ask you, do you think the Astros are going to win the West? I suspect the answer is yes. And if so, who do you think is going to take the other 2 divisions? And who do you think gets to the World Series, at least from the American League?
Okay.
Let's have some fun with that.
Yeah, so I mean, at the beginning of the season, I had the Rangers winning the AL West, but since we're at the halfway point of the season, if the Astros keep doing what they're doing, I think the AL West will go to them. Right, Detroit is playing phenomenal baseball in the AL Central, so I really think the Central's up to them. I don't see the Royals may catch them. The Twins, I mean, they're 13 and a half games back right now, so that's going to be kind of
Twins. I like at least. I don't see it with the Royals, but I think that
yeah.
Detroit's got a pretty big lead.
I think the Twins, if they can get hot and
if they don't sell, I've been hearing they might move on Ryan.
Yeah, that too. So the AL Central, usually the AL Central is not the division to watch, but I think in this instance, this season it is, because you've got the Detroit Tigers who come in with the best record in the American League at 59 wins. So
and the best pitcher on the planet right now, Skubal's.
Oh man, he is heading towards another Cy Young, man. I tell you, he's good. And then the East is going to be interesting especially with the Blue Jays. They've kind of surged and kind of, I mean, they're 9-1 in their last 10 right now. So they've surged, and that's going to be a race. I think the AL East.
There's 4 teams that could still win that, in my opinion. I don't love the Yankees, but they've had a really good year. They've had a weird year, I would say. Tampa Bay, I don't know what they're doing down there, but I don't really believe in them, but that's because I'm an idiot, apparently. I still like Boston. I like what they're doing very, very much. I think that they're adding by subtracting with Devers. I like what they're doing long term. I think they got a chance this year. And yeah, I mean, it's just a weird. I picked the Red Sox, so maybe I'm leaning towards them because that's who I picked originally. But I still like their chances. I think the AL. I would. I mean, have to agree with those. AL East is hard to call, and then obviously the Tigers and the Astros are the most likely to win their divisions because of what happened. I still won't count out my Rangers, but I mean, it would be a really, really nice comeback at this point if they did that. This is Rip Griffin, Texas Baseball Report, founder, developer, author, all the things. Tell them again if anybody's just getting here and didn't hear your promo of you in the beginning, where they can find you on X or on your website, any of those things, and we'll say goodnight.
Yeah, you can find me on X at RipGriffin3 is my personal. You can find me at Texas Baseball Report on X, at Rip Griffin Digital Marketing on X and Facebook and Instagram, YouTube. Websites you can go check out. I have 2 websites. The TexasBaseballReport.com for all baseball, Texas baseball in general, and then RipGriffinDigital.com for any digital marketing inquiries or anything. If you know any businesses that wanting to grow their social media, that's what I do too.
I love that. You know, I half joked about doing a teaser. I should do one for your marketing too. Why not? I have silly commercials for other stuff. Why not? That's my friend Rip Griffin. He knows, he's looked into the Texas baseball scene, Texas Baseball Report, Houston Astros, college baseball, all the things. Give him a watch, give him some love, give him a subscription, follow all the things. And you have a good weekend, buddy. I'm a little jealous Saturday. I was, for a small moment there, I was trying to figure out how I could, get that ticket and have a fun time with you, and those really good seats. And boy, it would have been amazing with that matchup. But I hope you have a great time. And All-Star break is here. I can't believe it. The season's going by fast. I think your Astros are in a real good position, but I still have hope. And boy, what a fun summer. No matter what, I think it's going to be a really, really fun summer. As I said, I really think my fear is the Mariners and the Astros add, which puts us in a rough spot. And we only just took 2 out of 4 from the Angels. We need to do better than that. But this series is going to mean a lot for the psyche and for the math of the rest of the way. But I'm going to have fun watching it. Again, McCullers Leiter, Valdez, DeGrom. Do I have this right? Evaldi Brown? Did I?
Yes.
No, Evaldi. Yeah, did I get that right? I mean, that's playoff level awesome. It's going to be fun, and I hope you have a great time Saturday and everything else you're doing.
I appreciate you having me back on again, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll send some pictures and
Yeah,
some
please.
videos if I can, and of the game Saturday, because that
That'd be
like you
awesome.
mentioned, it's going to be a postseason baseball atmosphere.
And I know where you're sitting. Those are good seats. So you have a good time. That is awesome.
I
There he
appreciate
is,
it.
Rip Griffin. Follow him on X. Give him some love on the website. And don't go anywhere. We're going to check the MLB scores throughout the league. And but first, we're going to say goodbye to Rip. And you have a great weekend, buddy. I appreciate you. And I'll talk to you after the All-Star break, if not sooner.
Great. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Thank you. See you, buddy. There he goes. That's Rip Griffin. He's a good dude. My friend. Hope you give him some love and a follow over on X and check out his website. Actually, let's pull up this way. Let's talk about this game. 13 runs, 8 runs, and 11 runs in the last 3 days for my Rangers against the Angels. We only took 2.
Muted that whole time. Unbelievable. Did I lose everyone? Have I been muted that whole time? Guys, I am sorry. I just went through all the scores. Well, you guys saw them at least, right? You could see them. I'm just going to assume that you could follow along. I'm sorry about that, guys. Super stud is a super stud for telling me. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't even realize. How did I even do? I did that the other night too. Whatever. I will do the recap again real quick. I'm not going to go through over all the scores. You saw them. It is what it is. My Rangers can't take the series against the Angels. 2 out of 4. The offense is back. 13 runs, 8 runs, and tonight's blast off. Love what I'm seeing from the offense. Like our chances against the Astros. Wish we had a day off here. What a trifecta of pitching matchups in Houston. Game 8, 9, and 10 in 8, 9, and 10 days in a row. All on the road. West Coast to West Coast, and then Houston. It's the toughest road trip of the year. It really is, and it's going to be a big 3 games in Houston. I will be live probably tomorrow night. It just depends on family stuff. I'll plan on being live tomorrow night. I hope I'll be able to do that. I will not be live Saturday or Sunday. I've got work on both Saturday and Sunday. So if I go tomorrow night, awesome. If I don't go tomorrow night, I won't see you until after the All-Star break for a Ranger game. Obviously, we'll be bringing some content during the break. Might do a draft show. I just don't know if I'm going to have time to put it together. I had fun tonight. I hope you guys had fun too. I'm not going to lie. I'm tired. These late games get me. It's 11:30 DFW time, only 9:30 out there. The boys have to fly all the way out here and play tomorrow. That's a rough one. 183 people still here on X5 on Clubhouse or Texas Ranger Clubhouse. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you're a new subscriber today, thank you. If you've been here for a long time, thank you. If you're a new member or renew member tonight, like Logan is, thank you. If you've been here for a long time, thank you. Like TLC. Appreciate every single one of you, whether it's first time today or you've been here for months or even years now. It means a lot. I'm just a weirdo talking to myself if nobody shows up. You can follow me on X at Jeff Bates on X. I will be very active on X Saturday and Sunday during the games while I'm at work. And so you can follow me there, but I won't be live, like I said. But I will be hopefully tomorrow. That's it for now. You don't have to go, but you can't stay here. Have fun storming the castle. Rangers in Houston. Silver Boot Series starts tomorrow night. Should be fun. Thanks for being here. Have the best night ever. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I hope you had a good time, whether we won or we lost. I guarantee I had a good time because you were here. I appreciate you being part of our Clubhouse crew, whether you're on my YouTube channel at Texas Clubhouse or over on my Twitch, also at Texas Clubhouse, whether you watch on X at Jeff Bates on X, wherever, you're the best because you're here. You stayed all the way to the end. It means a lot. I'm going to drop my link tree right here so you can check me out other places. Listen, it just means a lot that you spend a little bit of your evening or your daytime with me here, watching a little baseball, talking a little baseball. I love this. I love building a community. I love watching baseball. I love talking baseball. And I'm just talking to myself if you're not here. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you want to do anything cool for me, like the stream. Of course, I'd love it if you became a member of the channel and all those things. But the most important thing is you are here. I hope you come back again. I appreciate you. Have the best day ever. Go Rangers.